Welcome to Week 3 of Football Fridays in Georgia here on Georgia Public Broadcasting. We are this close to seeing old region rivals go at it with MLK and the Tucker Tigers.
Plus, tonight, in our signature moment, we'll tell you how technology can help you with your health and fitness goals.
I'm Matt Stewart. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll take a look at the game's top recruits. Georgia fans, you'll want to watch Tucker's Jonathan Ledbetter.
And coming up in Extra Point, I'll tell you which football player is going to be smooth as butter and cold as ice cream.
Dessert already here on Football Fridays. It is Lions, it is Tigers, and the weather is a bear.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's all coming your way next, live on GPB.
From a very wet Halford Stadium in Clarkston, Georgia, the All Access Pass is coming your way. We are getting ready, about a half hour out from the Lions of MLK, taking on the Tucker Tigers, former region rivals in the old Region 6-5A, now going at it in the non-region schedule here on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Thanks for accessing us, however you are doing so, whether it's on GPB TV, gpb.org, or the GPB Sports app. Pinch hitting under the tent. For Mark Harmon, I'm John Nelson.
And I'm Claire Sims. We are on Week 3 of Football Fridays in Georgia. We have 8 more action-packed weeks before the playoffs, and then, of course, the action-packed championships in the Georgia Dome in December, and we're going to have you covered all season long. And, John, I am so glad there's a tent over my head.
You are not kidding. Tucker, one of the toughest schedules in the entire state of Georgia, playing the defending state champ, playing the defending national champ, and now they're getting into old region rivals tonight. MLK had a game against the Florida rival, and now they're getting after it with an old foe from Tucker, Georgia.
And they have to do it in the rain with a wet football, and that is always a recipe for an upset or a couple slippery plays out there tonight.
Oh, I like what you think.
Yeah. All right. Well, now it's time to check in with Grace Olson. She's been talking to a former quarterback who's going to be watching the game tonight. Grace?
That's right, Claire. I mean, guys, there aren't even words for the rain we're having right now. Right now we have a reprieve, but I am standing under the largest umbrella I've ever seen. But that's okay. For all of you watching at home, we're keeping you covered through social media. Tweet us at GPB Sports on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. We're going to have a photo album going all night long of behind-the-scenes photos, the band, the cheerleaders, the players on the field, and everything. So find us on social media. And like Claire said, we do have the former quarterback of Tucker watching us tonight on TV. He now goes to Furman High School, Furman College, Joseph Farrar, and he's watching online at gpb.org/sports. He wanted me to remind you all to tweet with the hashtag TuckNation, so make sure to do that. Now, we also have someone watching all the way from Arkansas. Her name is Alicia Renee, and she tweeted us a photo, you'll see it right now, of her son wearing a shirt supporting the MLK Lions. So it's awesome to see all of that widespread support from not just in Georgia, but all around the country. And now over to the MLK Lions. Like I said, they've had 4 head coaches in the last 4 years. And I'm going to show you a story on how they've continued to put winning seasons in the record books despite all the constant transition. Here's the story. The football concepts are familiar, the determination just the same. But as for the man sparking the fire in those bellies this season, yet another change.
4 different head coaches in 4 different years. Most people ask how is it possible, but we just stick together.
The Lions go to school and play football in Lithonia, Georgia, the town named in the 1800s for its rock-bearing qualities. The school named after a civil rights activist, minister, and above all, world-changing leader.
Thank God Almighty.
Martin Luther King was in this community a lot when he was a young man. We was very, very proud that they named this school Martin Luther King, and they did it in an area that Martin Luther King actually frequented.
Right here sit the remains of what used to be Bethel Baptist Church, where Martin Luther King Sr. preached his very first sermon. While the building's no longer intact, the King family legacy lives on. And while the MLK Lions have been faced with rebuilding and constant changes at the top, they've maintained the building blocks for sustained success. How's the team managed consistent winning records while the coaches come and go? You can look to the school's namesake for a hint.
Team leadership. You have certain athletes that have that innate ability where they have that leadership, that the captain style in them.
Whether it's schoolwork to when we're on the field and one of us mess up, we don't down each other. We lift each other up to get better. And that's what brings us together.
It's been kind of challenging, but we have a strong bond in our team, so we all stay together. We fight together. We have everything together.
While change at the helm has been a constant for the Lions, this coaching regime may have a different ring to it.
Now we have Coach Nick, who was here my 9th grade years, my defensive coordinator. He knows what the tradition is for MLK, so he knows what to expect. He knows what winning is.
Athletic Director Michael Harris, in his 9th year at MLK, says if he's noticed anything about Coach Kashama, it's this.
One word, tough. Coach Nick is tough, and he's a big, gentle guy, but on the football field, he's totally different. He's my Michael Jackson football.
The future of MLK football looks bright under Coach Nick Kashama. But regardless of who's calling the shots, these seniors know what it'll take to make that Lion pride and success roar on.
You have to have the heart, the commitment, the grind, the pride, and the passion. And you have to love it. You have to actually have to love MLK to be a part of it.
Now, the Lions suffered 2 tough defeats to start the season, but like Athletic Director Michael Harris said, Coach Nick Kashama is tough and expects only A-plus effort from his players. Back to you, Mark and Claire. John and Claire.
Thank you very much. We will get back to you, Grace, as the evening goes along. Now it is time to catch up with the guys who are going to be calling the game for us upstairs here at Hallford Stadium. Matt Stewart and Dr. Rush, Chuck Smith, for a segment we call Extra Point.
John, time now for Extra Point. Chuck, let's take a look at the 3 big storylines in this game. Let's start with the Shell game, as in Tucker's Duke Shelley.
Yep, Duke Shelley, he has more flavor than Baskin-Robbins. They got 33 than he has 34. In 2013, 5 kickoff returns for touchdowns. Think about this. He had 2 punt returns for touchdowns. He had 3 receiving touchdowns, 4 rush. The guy's electrifying. He is the Duke, and he is special, and the advantage goes here to Tucker. All
right, we give it to Tucker. Stallworth and Ledbetter. This is the big matchup in the middle of the field.
Oh, these are 2 big thumpers, Matt. I love it. 2 big guys going at it. You got, of course, you got big Ledbetter, Jonathan, who's going to Georgia. He's a monster. And then you got Quan Stallworth, another big road grader. They're going to battle, but advantage goes to Ledbetter.
There you go, another check for Tucker. And then assignment football for ML King against Tucker's double wing.
Well, how disciplined can you be? It's really important. As I see it in the double wing, you got to have 3 guys on each player. You got to have 3 on the quarterback, 3 on the fullback, 3 on the wing. There hadn't been as much discipline on MLK's side. I like Tucker on this one, that legendary double wing tee.
All right, Tigers get all 3 checks. Remember, this is the team that could be playing for the state championship by the end of the season. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, guys. One of the things both these teams have in common is they want to keep all those players healthy and injury-free. And you and I, when we work out, we want to achieve those same goals. And so joining me now is Rich Novak. He's the general manager and president of Cigna. And we're going to talk about this week. Last week we talked about how important it is to just be active. Now we're going to talk about how you can actually use technology to help you achieve that goal.
Yeah, thanks, Claire. So thanks for having us again. You know, we use technology in all parts of our lives. And the average person actually spends somewhere between 6 and 8 hours a day on their computer, between work and home, doing lots of different things. So why not be able to use that technology or a piece of that technology, whether it's through an app or a downloadable application or a Fitbit, to help yourself find the goals you want, get to those goals, continue to improve yourself. So at Cigna, we've got a mobile app that we use. We've developed with Samsung called the Cigna Coach. Mm-hmm. And then we also have the Fitbit, and I use the Fitbit myself, and it is a phenomenal piece of technology. It's
and I believe we have some video earlier this week. I got a Fitbit from Cigna, and I used it, you can see, but continue to tell us about your program.
Yeah, so the Fitbit is a great piece of technology. It's easy to use with your computer. You go to Fitbit.com, and you can challenge yourself. It helps you understand what kind of exercise you're doing, how much exercise you need, are you improving it. It can even tell you how well you're sleeping at night and whether you're really suffering from sleep apnea, which is something that can really hurt your heart from a cardiovascular perspective.
And I've been using this all week. It's been a really cool thing to see kind of how many calories you burn. I don't know if you guys can see this at home, but it tells you how many steps, how many miles, all that. And you talked about the sleep. That's really important when you're trying to have a fitness goal.
Yeah, it's extremely important. You've got to get the proper amount of sleep every night so your body can regenerate itself. It can burn extra calories at night. If you don't get the proper amount of sleep, or if you're suffering from sleep apnea, where you're waking up at night and not breathing properly and don't even know it, that can be a onset of potentially major diseases for your heart and something your doctor's going to want to know about.
Yeah, and even if you can't afford to go out and grab a Fitbit, just getting moving is really important.
Getting moving is the most important thing, and there are plenty of free programs on the web and that you can download to your phone that will help you get that done.
All right. Thank you so much. The buzzer, I think they know our time is up. Thank you for being here again this week, Mr. Novak.
Thank you, Claire.
All right, John, your turn.
Thank you very much. We'll get back to you, Claire, in just a little bit. It is time to go to the sidelines, my old haunt, and I say that because that's where I usually am. So we're going to check in with the guy who's pinch hitting for me this week, Sam Crenshaw. Sam is on the sidelines with Coach Nick in the early word on MLK. Sam, what's up?
All right, John, I'm going to try to fill in for you as best we can tonight. Got Coach Nick Kashama, your team working up behind you here. Talk about what this week has been. Of course, you want to get into the win column. No bulletin board material needed for this one.
Nah, man. The main focus was kind of keep him quiet this week and focus on that work ahead. But the seniors really kind of took over this week as far as getting them guys in the tone of practice. And I think we had a great week of practice as far as this game. And I'm just trying to focus on the little things. Let them know, focus on the little things, and everything else going to work itself out. And that was the biggest theme this week.
We come in here, we had some weather, that's gone by, but now we got two teams on the field with the same color jersey. You guys got to work that out.
Yeah, there was a little miscommunication on scheduling as far as putting us down as a away game, but we're getting it fixed. We got coaches that got rushing down the highway right now, coming back with the jersey, but hopefully we'll get it on time before kickoff.
All right, we'll look for that. Good luck to you tonight.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, good to see you. That is Coach Nick Kashama. Back to you, John.
Thank you very much, Sam. Looking forward to having you as part of the GPB family as the season goes along. That's it for the first block. We got more to go, though.
We have a lot more ahead. We are just getting warmed up. Coming up, Matt Stewart. He's going to talk about recruiting in just a little bit. He's also in a very dry place up in the press box. There he is. Hey, Matt, we'll talk to you in just a minute. Plus, I am going to tell you all about a program here in DeKalb County that is helping kids cross the finish line when it comes to graduation. That and much more, all ahead on GPB's All Access Pass.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. Technical College System of Georgia, learn more, earn more. Cigna, go you. And viewers like you, thank you.
Sometimes, inspiration comes in the most unusual way. Enter GPB's video contest. You could win a cash prize and make a difference. How can you help stop the drop?
Each week, GPB brings you the latest in high school sports.
Hi again, everybody.
But we want to hear what you have to say. Tell us what's going on with your team. Share your favorite moments. Post your own pictures and videos. And let everyone know why your team will go all the way.
This is the best you've ever seen. You haven't seen a game until you've been to one of the games.
Just log on and like us on Facebook, where you can post comments, pictures, and videos to earn your own team bragging rights. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, too.
They were fighters, battling their own demons.
That was a blow so enormous that it's amazing that he was able to climb out of it.
They were mavericks, defying their class for the common good.
People who were poor knew that she'd be fighting for them, that she would be their champion.
They were visionaries who changed the course of a nation. They were the Roosevelts, from Ken Burns.
Sunday at 8 on GPB.
Welcome back to our GPB All Access Pass pregame show as we get ready to kick off between MLK and Tucker, and it is going to be a soggy one.
Soggy, I think, yeah, especially with the turf. Just think what it would be if it was grass out there like it used to be when I went to Lakeside High School and it was DeKalb Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, it's the mud is definitely going to not be here tonight, but that still doesn't mean the ball is not going to be slippery.
And that's something to keep an eye on. And the guy who's going to be keeping an eye on it, as well as our recruiting guru, is Matt Stewart, the man who's going to be doing play-by-play for us tonight. And Matt, quoting Jerry Maguire, starting things off with MLK when it comes to recruiting, you get to be my minister of Quan this evening. Talk to me about Quan Stallworth, one of their forces in the middle.
Well, Quan Stallworth is the biggest prospect on this ball club. He's a 3-star offensive guard, lines up at left tackle for MLK, but you might see him playing center tonight because they are very concerned about that matchup with Jonathan Ledbetter, who we will speak about in a moment. Stallworth has offers from Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Memphis, Wake Forest, Pittsburgh, schools like that. And at 6'4", 295, I know that sounds big, but SEC tackles run about 6'6", 6'7" these days. So his future at the collegiate level might be in the interior of the offensive line, either playing guard or playing center, which we may see him play a lot tonight as he goes up against Ledbetter. And that's certainly going to be one of the matchups which we talked about in Extra Point that's going to determine the outcome of tonight's ball game. Over on the Tucker side, you got Jonathan Ledbetter, Georgia Bulldogs fans. I know you're going to be anxious to watch Ledbetter tonight. He's the number 5 ranked defensive end in the 24/7 Sports composite rankings. Ledbetter plays tight end, and he's playing nose tackle for Tucker, but they may play him some at defensive end tonight as well. Recently flipped his commitment from Alabama to Georgia so he could be closer to home and so that his family could come see him play. And, of course, his brother Joseph is also playing as a tight end on the roster for the Georgia Bulldogs. Another guy to watch, of course, is Duke Shelley. Dynamic playmaker. He is already committed to Kansas State. He did that last month, chose Kansas State over Oregon, Clemson, and Louisville. This guy is a guy who scored 3 touchdowns on interceptions last year, 5 kickoff returns, 3 punt returns, 4 rushing, and also 3 receiving. He had 4 touchdowns against MLK last season. Those are just some of the guys to watch tonight. There are more, and we'll tell you about them as the night goes on. Claire?
Thank you so much, Matt. Now let's check in with our social media correspondent, Grace Olson, one more time. Grace, it seems like a lot of fans are staying at home for this one and maybe cheering with their thumbs instead of with their screams out here. What do you think?
That's right, Claire. Now, there are over 200 football games going on in the state of Georgia tonight, so there are a lot of good ones besides the one here at Halford. On Facebook, we wanted to find out where everyone's watching their Football Friday, so go on to Facebook, join the conversation, and let us know where you're couch getting. Let us know where you're watching the Lions play the Tigers tonight and join that conversation, and maybe we'll share with our viewers. Now, the Tucker students tweeted us this photo earlier, some of the girls taking a selfie. They like to do a paint up in black, and we got another one tweeting everyone to make sure that they get to the parking lot in time tonight to paint up and join that big student section crowd. I look forward to seeing what they bring in the stands tonight. I also ran across some tweets letting everyone know that GPB Sports would be interviewing them during halftime, so stay tuned for that. Let's see how much energy they bring at halftime. Claire?
All right, thanks so much, Grace.
All right, Grace and Claire, more than 1,800 students dropped out of high school here in DeKalb County in the year 2013, and that's about 30 football teams, 3 full regions just wiped off the boards of kids not getting their high school diploma.
Yeah, but a program here in DeKalb County is helping kids understand the importance of high school by showing them the opportunities it can earn them later on in life.
What are the 3 different types of sections you may see? Nicholas. Writing, what's another one?
Math, writing, and critical reading. Inside this classroom at Towers High School, teacher Sam Alenikoff and a group called Youth Vibe help students master all things SAT.
You have 25 minutes.
Youth Vibe helps students focus on what happens beyond these walls, college, technical school, or a career. And Alenikoff says that helps kids concentrate on what they need to do now to achieve those goals. That's especially important at a high school where in 2013, only 44% of students graduated in 4 years.
What we've seen with our students is actually inspiring them and working with them towards this goal of college graduation helps them graduate at a much higher rate. So 95% of our students last year graduated from high school of our senior cohort.
It just makes you realize what you want to do, where do you want to go, and how do you want to do it to get there.
This is senior Hernan Gallego's second year in Youth Vibe. He joined last year for SAT prep, but says a group trip over spring break to universities up and down the East Coast helped him decide he wanted to be one of the first in his family to attend college.
It helped me open my mind to like what colleges, the top colleges I wanted to go to actually require, like scores, your personality characteristics and all that. And it just made me realize how I need to work much more harder than I am working now to get to that school.
Our students have the obstacle that their peers and the majority of their families have not gone to college. So they don't understand the process, not because they're dumb, just because they haven't been exposed to it. So what we do is we try to expose them to every small facet of the entire process so that by the end, we've woven a net so tight that kids can't really fall through.
Eddie Walker, the program coordinator, says that net includes workshops on how to dress, speak, and act with a school recruiter.
Pretty much how to market yourself to a college just in the same way as you would market yourself to an employer.
And Walker believes the impact of Youth Vibe continues to grow because several of his former students are now training to be teachers.
And it makes me comfortable to know that these young men will hopefully one day do the same thing for their generation that comes across their path, the students' lives that they'll be able to touch.
Youth Vibe also has a program at W.D. Muhammad High School. This year, the organization is serving about 60 students. You can help us tackle the issue of high school dropouts here in Georgia. We want you to get involved, and here's how. We have a great contest again this year. It is called the Stop the Drop Public Service Announcement Contest. Here's what you need to know. Make a 30-second video showing us why students in your community drop out and how we can all help encourage them to stay in school. At the end of this football season, we'll highlight the best videos and people will vote online for their favorite. The winners will get a chance to see their videos here on GPB, and this year's prizes are the best they have ever been. First place, you're going to take home $2,500, and for the first time ever, the second place winner will also get a check for $500. For all the contest details, you can visit gpb.org/stopthedrop. And Stop the Drop is a joint venture between GPB and the United Way of Greater Atlanta. Now it's time to check in with John Nelson. He's got a very special presentation. You're braving the rain, John.
It's not happening, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed here with Rachel Freeman, the marketing director for the Mid-South of Cigna, and head coach Brian Lamar of Tucker. It is that time for the special presentation, Rachel.
We are delighted to be here again for Friday Night Football, and most especially delighted to present a $1,000 check to Tucker for their school.
Coach, a great relationship that you guys have here in DeKalb County, and it's good that you're here with Cigna tonight.
We're excited about it. We're very appreciative of the donation, and we're excited about it.
All right, that's it for this particular part, the special presentation you see every week. Claire, let's send it back over to you.
All right, thanks, John. We have a lot more coming your way on GPB's All Access Pass. John Nelson, he's going to be back in this seat next to me, plus Coach Lamar, he'll be back as well. You are going to want to stay tuned. GPB's All Access Pass continues right here from a rainy Halford Stadium.
Georgia cotton farmers want you to know cotton is grown in 91 Georgia counties on over 1 million acres. Cotton makes a $2.5 billion economic impact and accounts for over 15,000 jobs in Georgia. Cotton's innovative production has lowered water use per pound of cotton by 75% since 1980. One bale of cotton can make 215 pairs of denim jeans or 700 towels. Cotton is a natural choice for...
Joe gets up at 7 a.m., washes his face, gets dressed, grabs breakfast to go. He then patiently waits for the bus, chats up his classmates, goes to school, doesn't go in. Great act, Joe, but you're only fooling yourself.
This season on History Detective Special Investigations.
They never found a body. He was gone.
The second you say no to killing somebody, you're dead. Major mystery.
We may really be able to solve this thing.
Clerk! Tuesday at 7 on GPB.
This is 88.5 FM, Atlanta's news source for your news and information.
Good morning. Let's start the conversation.
What's on your mind, Atlanta? We want to hear from you.
The news and information you've been looking for is here on 88.5.
From Peachtree City to Piedmont Park, from Norcross to Decatur, GPB Atlanta is the source for stories from your community.
All news, all information, all day.
Welcome back. Halford Stadium getting ready for ML King and Tucker here on the great GPB and Football Fridays. All Access Pass continues, and usually at this time, it's where Mark Harmon gets to ask John Nelson about John's Georgia and all the topics that are going on, brought to us by our friends at Georgia's EMC. But this week, I'm going to ask myself about John's Georgia, brought to us by our friends at Georgia's EMC. And John, topic number one, a defending champ went on the road and got a big win. All right, topic number one, we're going to go where the lands are Diverse Power, Coweta Fayette, and Greystone Power, and we're going to look at one of the big producers when it comes to life in 5A. Take you to Carver, Columbus, and Creekside from last Friday night, and the first half was all Jawan Pass, 8 of 9, 120 yards and a touchdown. Also, he had 8 rushes and 24 yards and 2 touchdowns. Carver, Columbus had a big lead at the break. 19-13 at the half, but Creekside would come back for the win, 29-27, so a big win for the Shaw grad Olton Downs and the former Carver assistant coach. That's it for topic one. What's topic number two? Topic two, surprisingly enough, another defending champ who had a big region win on the road last week. And for that, we go to the bird dog capital of the world, Waynesboro, for Burke County and Griffin. We're going to spend some time in Planners EMC and Central Georgia EMC for this one. Griffin wins their 17th game in a row, 36-22. And get this, Anthony Stroud and Malik Miller had 581 of the 583 total yards for Griffin in this game. Stroud hit Keyston Fuller for 78 yards. Malik Miller had a 22-yard run. They got off to a blistering start, 23-14 at the break, 36-22 your final. That's it for topic number two. What's topic number three? Topic number three, John, will spend some time with a coach who moved from Lamar County to Ben Hill County, Jason Strickland, one of the toughest regions around. And over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be spending time looking at some of the toughest regions in the state. We're going to go to AA, and I caught up with Jason Strickland, the head coach at Fitzgerald, and he is in Region 1 AA, and he started talking about Brooks. He started talking about Early County. He talked about Thomasville, and that was just getting him started.
Hey, I guess what? Let's go put Ed Pilcher down at Berry, and that'll make everything easy. And then Frankie Carroll and the job he's doing at Pelham, and I mean it's just every week it's a grind, and you've got to. I mean it's not about just trying to win a game. I mean it's about not getting embarrassed, because if you're not on your A game, I mean you're going to get your butt embarrassed.
Jason Strickland really knows what life is like down there at Fitzgerald, spending some time for Irwin EMC. For that particular sound, we're going to spend some time in 6A and in Single A over the next couple of weeks. That's it for John's Georgia, brought to us by our friends at Georgia EMC. And then John, yes, the other John, caught up with head coach Brian Lamar of Tucker and found out about that early season schedule of his and the impact it has been making.
I mean, we came out of it not as well as we wanted to. But not as far off as we would like to be. You know, I thought that we competed in all the games, that we had a chance to be 3-0 right now. Little mistakes and inexperience kind of caught up with us there, and we expected that. We knew the games would be close, if for nothing else, our lack of experience. And so, you know, I feel like we've gotten better every single week. And so we still feel like we're still on pace to have a chance to win a region championship and go on to win a state championship.
All right, Elijah, over to you. When you saw that schedule on the first piece of paper you saw it on, what was your initial reaction?
Well, I knew we was going to have to come out and work hard and get better as a team. I know we had a couple young guys on our team, but they had to come along and get along and come up – I'm sorry – but come together and learn how we did it as last year, as the first defense did, and get better as a team.
All right, last question for you. Let's play match game real quick. To beat MLK tonight, we have to blank.
Eliminate stupid penalties and mistakes, and we'll be good.
Well, there you go. That's it. Head coach Brian Lamar, Elijah Sullivan. That's the Tucker point of view. Let's send it over to Claire.
There's just one of you, right?
There's what, about 3 of us at one particular point?
Oh, man. All right. It's that time. We are finally counting down to kickoff.
It is Lions. It is Tigers. And the weather's still a bear. Oh, my. Coming up, it is Football Fridays live on GPB. All right. Well, Thanks for hanging out with us.
Sure
Thanks
thing.
for promoting Georgia Traveler. Thanks for being a part of the show as we've been getting ready for MLK and Tucker. So let's send it upstairs to the guys on high who will call the game.
There is going to be a game.
And Dr. Rush himself, Chuck Smith. Guys, hopefully you're dry.
We are, and thanks, John, for carrying us for the last hour or so as this weather delay has now officially stretched more than an hour. Lightning struck prior to kickoff at 7:36, and we're going to finally have some football. You brought up a very good a very interesting point, Chuck, when we were talking up here while the guys were in the locker room, and you said that these guys would get hungry. They've burned a lot of energy in workouts, and it's now after getting close to now 9 o'clock here in the Eastern time zone, they're probably getting hungry.
Yeah, and there's not many teams that are used to starting this late at night, and you got to remember when you're putting out a lot of energy, thinking about it, you're burning energy right now. So I think what happens is you start getting fatigued because you get hungry. Your body, you got to eat to feed your body. You need energy, so it's really important that, hopefully in there they got a protein shake or something like that, and that's what I would have recommended. But there's no question that there's going to be some challenges with concentrating when you don't eat. It's hard to concentrate, and that's something that could show up as the game goes on.
And you and I were in that locker room earlier in the day. It was very hot and muggy in there, not a lot of ventilation.
It was a sauna.
It was a sauna, and we saw a lot of the players come out once it stopped raining and kind of lounge outside of the locker room because it was so humid in there. And I think that's another thing. If they have not stayed hydrated, we might see some players cramp up simply because they have been sitting in that locker room.
Yeah,
if they've been sitting in
and speaking of cramping up, our own Sam Crenshaw, I had to fan him, put some ice on his back. He was in that room, but no, on a serious note, I mean, it's really important that, you got to hydrate yourself. All those things show up because the guys are still sweating. They're still, they're excited. They're excited to play, and, I'm just glad that the game's getting started, but there's no question all those issues that could show up as the game goes on with fatigue.
Well, the one issue that has been settled, and we joked about it as they were going to the locker room when the lightning delay started, what this lightning delay has allowed us to do is avoid a very interesting situation. Both teams were wearing their white visitors jersey. There was some confusion. Since they share this stadium, there was some confusion as to who the home team was going to be. So now the ML King Lions have on their crimson jerseys to go along with their crimson pants. And Tucker will be wearing their road whites here for this ball game. That might have been a difficult game. It might have been a difficult situation for the referees and for us and for everybody.
No, stop now. That would have been mass confusion for you. Can you imagine trying to call numbers on both of these teams with the dynamics of both teams having so many different players and playmakers that they're going to play? I'm just glad, Matt, that we didn't have to deal with that situation.
Well, that situation has been taken care of, and it looks like we're about ready for football here. And again, just to kind of reset where these teams are, this is game number 4 for Tucker. They opened their season with an overtime loss to two-time defending state champion Norcross in the Corky Kell Classic. The next week they played here in the stadium in an event called Battle of the Borders, where 4 DeKalb County schools played 4 schools from South Florida. They drew defending national champion Booker T. Washington, lost that game, and then came back and beat Stone Mountain last week 77-0. Now, MLK under head coach Nick Kashama, he's back with the staff, but as the first time a head coach. This is the 4th different head coach they've had in 4 years. This is the first time in program history they've started 0-2. They opened with a 30-0 loss to Miami Norland, and then last week lost 34-0 to a very good Mays team. They've yet to score a touchdown in their first 2 games.
And that's what Coach talked about this week, Coach Kashama. He talked about getting back to the basics, blocking and tackling, and we are who we are. We're a running team. We want to run the ball and try to start fast today against Tucker.
To further complicate issues for ML King, their starting quarterback, Jordan Douglas, has a hand injury that hampered him during practice during the week. The backup, junior Quentin Hill, got most of the reps during practice. It'll be interesting to see. They said it was going to be a game-time decision. Don't know whether the lightning delay, the extra hour, is going to play any effect in that decision, but we'll have to wait and see when they come out to play who's going to be the starting quarterback for ML King tonight.
Well, he talked about Quentin Hill. He's improved the last couple games, and, you know, one thing about Quentin Hill, he said he can make all the throws, and that's what they want Quentin to do, is make sure that he can get out there and manage the game. So what Coach Kashama talked about is game management. That means get him in the right calls and get him out of the huddle and make sure everybody knows what they're doing.
Well, MLK is going to start on offense here. They will be the opening kickoff. Lions will receive. And the opening kickoff is sponsored by GoBuildGeorgia.com. Learn a skill, build a career, do it now at GoBuildGeorgia.com. And finally, after what is approaching in 1 hour and 20-minute lightning delay, we're going to finally have some football here at Halford Stadium in Clarkston. They've modified the halftime. They're now going to be 10 minutes long instead of the traditional, what is usually maybe a 23 and sometimes even 25-minute halftime. Here for high school football games here in the state of Georgia, they're going to shorten that down to 10 minutes here tonight because of the lengthy lightning delay.
Yeah, you have to get into it fast, and this is both coaches talked about starting fast. It's going to be important. When you only have 10 minutes, you got to get into it. You got to get into your offense. You got to score some points fast.
We're also told that this game is going to be played under a curfew, that the game must be finished by 11:30. So that means this game is going to have to take about 2.5 hours, and then they might be pushing it with the 10-minute halftime because now with these two teams, if there's not a lot of passing, that might be okay, but a lot of 6A games push 3 hours with all the passing you have in a spread offense.
Let's just call this football on fast forward, okay?
Yep.
We can hit the button on fast forward and let's just keep it moving. I understand, but it's just important. Both of these teams want to establish the run. That's the first thing. And you're right. This game could go a lot faster because they're both running teams. One, of course, Tucker, they're going to come out with the double wing, and they've made that legendary. I mean, that's when you think of Tucker, you think of that double wing. And Coach Kashama, they're going to run a spread. You know, they want to come out and try to mix it up and keep big Jonathan Ledbetter, you know, on the other side of the ball and throw screens and all kind of different gadgets because the strength of this Tucker team is their front, led by Jonathan Ledbetter, the Georgia commit.
Kavashi Rhodes and Marcus White are standing deep for the ML King Lions, and Camry Shakir is ready to kick off for the Tucker Tigers. Tigers in their white unis trimmed in maroon and gold, and the ML King Lions in their crimson uniforms trimmed in silver.
Nice cool night, man. Lightning's gone. It's a perfect night when it comes to the temperature for football. Nice night.
Shakir had 3 touchbacks in the 77-0 rout of Stone Mountain last week, and also their coverage team stopped Stone Mountain 3 times short of the 20. And this kick is going to be taken at the goal line. And Kavashi Rhodes does not make it to the 15. And poor field position for the ML King Lions to start this game on offense. And let's see who's going to come out and play quarterback for the Lions.
It's good coverage.
Lions have really struggled on offense, averaging 112.5 yards per game. Only 59 yards on the ground and 53.5 yards passing. So they've got some issues on offense, and as we talked about earlier, about an hour ago, they're going to have some issues on defense. But first we see the offense, and it is the junior quarterback Quentin Hill, the backup, getting his first start, a 5'9", 169-pound 11th grader.
Come with a quad look, trips to the field and flanker out wide. It's an interesting look to start out the game.
So Hill looks one way and throws the other, and the pass is intercepted. DeMarco Durr, the pony, steps right in front of the pass and intercepts it at the 9-yard line, and there is a penalty flag down on the field as well.
Yeah, they're going to decline it. There was a hold on the backside end. He was held. Tabarius Peterson was held, declined. If this isn't the kind of game you want when you want to start fast on MLK's side. Great start for Tucker.
That is the 7th interception that ML King quarterbacks have thrown here in the first 3 games.
Yeah, you get a lot of pressure there from Tabarius Peterson. He wants to throw a hot route. The rusher's there, holding, he dashes out. That was one of the ones that ball should have came out 10 seconds earlier.
Now here's Tucker on offense, led by Garrett Rigby, the quarterback. Delvin Weems, the halfback, scrambles close to the end zone and gets in for the touchdown. On their very first play from scrimmage, Tucker gets it in the end zone, and the Tigers have a 6-0 lead. Delvin Weems with his 3rd touchdown run of the season, the transfer from Sandy Creek. And it doesn't take long for Tucker to get into the end zone.
No, it doesn't. Second play of the game, you got 7 points after a delay. That's the way you want to start. Nice run by Weems. Excellent effort. Excellent effort.
So Shakir on for the PAT. And he puts it through the uprights, and just 25 seconds into this game, the Tucker Tigers take a 7-0 lead on MLK. It starts with the interception, Chuck, by DeMarco Durr.
Well, and he does a good job rushing the passer. He feels the pressure. Excellent job, flushes the quarterback. Excellent job by DeMarco Durr just stepping up. But again, why that happened, the pressure, it shouldn't have happened. And on here, this is just effort. This is just, that's just tackling here. Excellent effort by your running back, Delvin Weems. But I don't know if that's as good a run. Is it as more of a product of poor tackling from the MLK defense? You got to wrap him up. That's what you have to do. You have to put your arms around him. This guy has a low center of gravity. He can run. He's strong. And he's going to Marshall. They got a good one out of Delvin Weems. Nice run. Need better tackling.
That touchdown replay brought to you by TCSG. Delvin Weems, and you're exactly right, Chuck. That's a fine run by Delvin Weems. Don't want to take anything away from him.
Right.
But you're not going to arm tackle Delvin Weems, and that's exactly what they were trying to do.
No, and you're not. And remember we talked about cranking it up, coming out with a little juice. As you see these first 2 plays, it just doesn't look like MLK came out with the juice. They just already seem a step slower. Tucker seems a little bit faster, so they got to turn up the juice meter. They got to get a little, a little fire behind them as they start out.
Well, it looks like there was also a 15-yard penalty against ML King. I did not see the personal foul penalty, but that's what it was, of some nature. And so Tucker gets to kick off from the ML King 45 rather than their own 40. Shakir is going to boot it through the end zone. And ML King will start their second possession at the 20-yard line.
Now, part of playing football, what the coaches are saying now is, for MLK, manage your emotions. Let's step back. They got one on us. You got to clear it, because you can't take what happened the last play into this series, because that doesn't really matter, Matt. It doesn't matter what just happened. So part of what MLK has to do, get in. They want to run the ball. They want to pound it. They want to try to run it with Robert Pritchett III, and just get into your offense and don't worry about the last play.
Well, Quentin Hill will try to shake off his first official pass of the season, which was a interception by DeMarco Durr. So they start at the 20 with the tailback, Robert Pritchett, flanked to his right. Pritchett will get the handoff, and Pritchett does not get much more beyond that. Just a couple of yards on the play. Elijah Sullivan making the tackle for the Tucker Tigers as we take a look at the Lions offense, brought to you by Regions Bank. Stallworth, Johnson, Young, Rice, and Cunningham on the offensive line, although I believe Stallworth is lined up at center here to start this game. Rivers, Milner, Pritchett, Ware, and Rhodes are the specialists, the wide receivers and the running backs. Second down and 7. Hill throws that complete. Caught by Rivers, and that's going to be a first down as we take a look at the Regions Bank Tucker Tigers defense. Up front, Williams, Ledbetter, and Peterson. The linebackers, Sullivan, LeBon, and Coleman. And in the secondary, Shelley, Durr, Rigby, Peters, and Beckham. And that's right, Garrett Rigby, the starting quarterback, is also the starting free safety. Pritchett on the handoff gets dropped for a loss on what was 3rd down and 1. It was not a first down on the previous play. And so on 4th down now, MLK is going to have to punt.
Man, I really like that Anton Coleman. I'm going to tell you, him, Elijah Sullivan, the Auburn commit, I really like the way they play. Coming downhill, attacking the line of scrimmage. That's what you look for. That's what Tucker did on that play. 2 great young talents.
So the Lions have to punt. And number 24, Devontae Kemp, is on to punt for the Lions, averaging 31 yards per kick. And there's the very dangerous Duke Shelley standing deep along with Akeem Peters.
This guy's electrifying, Duke Shelley. I mean, he's a special, special talent.
And the flag's going to be dropped in a penalty here against MLK. I believe this will be a delay of game penalty, and they'll back him up 5 yards. And so now Kemp will be standing close to his 6-yard line when he takes the snap. And now they'll get the 5 yards right back as Tucker jumped off sides. Sam Bryant here on the end jumped into the neutral zone. And so a 5-yard mark off right back to where it was.
All about discipline. Coaches preach about it each and every day. But it's in that delay, a lot of times this is how it affects the games.
So Kemp ready to punt. High snap, has to bring it down and boots it away towards Peters, who lets it hit in front of him. And it's going to be down at the 45-yard line, make it the 43-yard line, and that's where the Tucker Tigers will go on offense for the second time tonight, following a 29-yard kick by Devontae Kemp.
You know, we talked about Tucker's quarterback earlier, Garrett Rigby, number 16. It's really interesting that everyone that I talked to on the coaching staff said his best position is actually at safety when he comes to college. But he's been their 9th grade starter, 10th grade. It's just a progression as a junior. Said he has a bright future at safety.
So 1st and 10 for Tucker from the 44-yard line. There goes Duke Shelley. He is off to the races. It's a foot race, and Shelley is finally brought down at the 10-yard line. Well, we talked about it in our extra point session of the All Access GPP pregame show, and you got to know where Shelley's going to be, because when he gets his hands on the ball, Chuck, he can take it the distance.
This is all about speed. His whole goal is to get to those numbers, and when he sees the numbers, cut up field. Simple way they call it, man. Speed sweep. He looks for the numbers, cuts up field, and all that is great speed and great call. It's called a speed sweep.
1st and goal from the 9, and that's Raquan Rush. Spins inside, picks up about a yard on the play. So we take it to the Regions Bank offense for the Tucker Tigers. King, Phillips, Carpenter, Doxey, and Crawford. Crawford, the leader, a junior, started 15 games a year ago as a sophomore. Rogers, the wide receiver. Weems and Rush are the halfbacks. Broadwater, the fullback, and Ledbetter is the tight end.
I would not want to face these 5 explosive guys that they're going to run today. I'll name them here in a second.
2nd down. And the ball is fumbled. And Rigby, I believe, got back on top of it.
Donovan Carpenter, number 72. Ball just bounces off, looks like the inside of Garrett Rigby's hand. Lucky to get that one back.
So 3rd down and goal now with the ball at the 10-yard line.
Said they were going to run Sam Bryant, Devin Weems, Raquan Rush, Elijah Sullivan, and Duke Shelley. 5 backs to see the ball today.
That's Weems in motion. Broadwater, the fullback, gets the snap, and he gets stonewalled at the line of scrimmage. Terez Hall, the middle linebacker, making the tackle. And it's going to be 4th down, and they'll bring on the field goal unit.
Well, how that happens is good job by the Tucker. Good job that time by MLK's defense in the middle. Excellent job. They said they want to hit the fullback. Every time they're planning on hitting the fullback. That was a good job. And that's what they did.
26-yard kick by Shakir. Rigby, the quarterback, is the holder. Kick is on its way, and it is good. Shakir with his first field goal of the season. And 4 minutes and 33 seconds into this game at Halford Stadium, Tucker has a 10-0 lead.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. Technical College System of Georgia, Learn more, earn more. Cigna, go you. And viewers like you, thank you.
They were fighters, battling their own demons. They were mavericks, defying their class for the common good. They were visionaries who changed the course of a nation, the Roosevelts.
Sunday at 8 on GPB.
Matt Stewart along with Chuck Smith and Sam Crenshaw down on the field. Tucker with a 10-0 lead on ML King. Nick Kashama, the first-year head coach for ML King, not happy with this start. And, you know, this is kind of reminiscent, Chuck, of what they've done in their first 2 games. He talked about how they have shot themselves in the foot. They've gotten off to poor starts, and they've done that again here today in the first 4.5 minutes against Tucker.
Yeah, he talked about starting fast and not making mistakes. The first one is going back to the basics. You got to be able to tackle. That showed up on the first play. You got to be able to manage the game, as we talked about from the quarterback position. That didn't happen when Quentin Hill throws an interception. So everything he talked about, Matt, hasn't shown up yet for his team.
Kickoff brought to you by GoBuildGeorgia.com as it sails into the end zone. And that is a second touchback for Camry Shakir. So the ball comes out to the 20-yard line for the ML King Lions, trying to generate some offense. Tucker a 10-0 lead, and the Lions still looking for their first down.
Yeah, it's tough, and when you think about it, you got to come out and maybe spread it out a little bit. You got Jonathan Ledbetter from Tucker sitting in the middle, a giant tree trunk right in the middle, but then when you think about throwing the ball, you got Duke Shelley, and you know what he does when he catches, if he ever gets an interception, it usually turns into a touchdown.
As we expected, Quan Stallworth, who is their left tackle, is actually lined up at center for that anticipated battle with Jonathan Ledbetter. Hill, heavy rush, jailbreak, and he's going to be sacked at the 14-yard line. Anton Coleman got in there for the quarterback sack.
Tavarius Peterson. Oh, nice call here. They had their pony up on the line in the nickel set, put Peterson inside, and did a good job with the pressure. That was excellent call.
That was actually, you're right. Peterson was the first guy to hit him, and then Anton Coleman was the second guy, although Coleman was the first guy to get in the backfield. So second down and long now for the Lions. And again, a heavy rush. They set up the screen pass to Pritchett. And Pritchett up close to the first down at the 30-yard line. Elijah Sullivan making the tackle for the Tigers, a 15-yard pickup.
And that almost went the distance. It looks like Quan Stallworth downfield had a chance maybe to pick up a blocker. I like the call. Coach said they want to get it out of the quarterback's hands. That's what you want to do against a great rush.
Yeah, that was a great call to finally set up that screen. You got a jailbreak pass rush, so use that to your advantage. And they do pick up the first down at the 30-yard line. Wide three-man front here for Tucker. And they're getting a lot of pressure with a three-man front. The ball was complete to Ravarius Rivers at the 35-yard line. And again, strong pressure off the edge. And that was Tavarius Peterson hitting the quarterback again, Chuck.
All this is a speed rush. He's got speed off the corner. Coach says he runs a 4.4. Tavarius Peterson, he's already got offers from Georgia Tech, Syracuse. He's got long arms. Coach says before the season's up, he's probably going to have everybody in the country.
That was Kavaris Little who made the catch for the Lions. Pritchett gets the handoff. And Pritchett still running. And a flag comes down as Pritchett is able to scramble up close to a first down, depending upon where they spot it. Looked like he got the ball to the 41, which would be good for a first down, but there's also a flag down on the field. Saw Julius Young lose his helmet on that play for ML King.
Had his helmet come off, had the bandana on. that a legal formation? And that'd be a big one for MLK because they cannot afford to be backed up, particularly against this great pass rush that Tiberius Peterson right now is showing from this Tucker front.
So the officials still talking it over at the 35-yard line. What I found very interesting on that play, Chuck, was with a 3-man rush, Tucker was beating the ML King offensive line.
Yeah, Maurice Williams, you got Jonathan Ledbetter, number 9, Tiberius Peterson, all of them are number 15. They're really using their hands really well coached.
So a big mark-off against ML King, going to back it up to the 20-yard line.
And this one makes it tough. And when you're an offense and you're struggling to score points, the worst thing that can happen to you is after an explosive play, you get backed up.
So 3rd down and 20. Pritchett gets the handoff, and Pritchett gets to the 25-yard line and no more as he gets stonewalled, and it's going to be 4th down.
A little extracurricular activity going on out there with Jonathan Ledbetter, number 9. Him and Austin Johnson, it's got a, I guess, let's call it a brotherhood developing over there.
Is that what you call it?
As he's smashing his head into the mud. I don't know if that's not the kind of brotherhood I like.
Jonathan Ledbetter, the 6'5", 275-pound senior, 24/7 Sports Composite has him ranked as the number 5 defensive end in the country. And today, Jonathan celebrating his 17th birthday. Devontae Kemp standing at his 11-yard line to kick.
The Duke is back.
Duke and Akeem Peters, again a heavy rush. Peters calls fair catch and makes it at the 48-yard line, and that's where the Tucker Tigers go on offense for a 3rd time. Great field position for the Tucker Tigers so far in this ball game. Started at the 9-yard line of the Lions on their first possession after the interception, and now starting at the 47 after starting the previous possession on the 43. They've converted 10 points on their first 2 possessions. Go back on offense with 5 minutes to play in the quarter.
I'm sure they're averaging over close to 10 yards a carry. So if I'm looking at the game, Matt, what would you think they might come back and do? Just take a guess.
I'd run the ball.
I'd be surprised if they put in there and keep running probably.
That's Weems in motion. And it looked like Kalik Byard jumped off sides unless he was pulled offside by the Tucker Tigers.
It's like he flinched a little bit.
It looks like the penalty is against Tucker, a 5-yard mark-off, which will make it 1st and 15.
Coach Kashama talked about running this 5-man front, bringing safeties down and sending pressure to try to get 8 men in the box, which is 3 yards on each side of the ball is what the box is called for our listeners out there. I mean, for our viewers.
That was Brian Lamar that you saw on the sideline, 3rd-year head coach for the Tigers, 25-6. Got him to the state championship game last year. Pass is thrown complete. Akeem Peters jukes and gets across the 50-yard line down to the 46.
Talked about these 5 guys that are going to be running the ball. Peters, another penalty. Oh.
It's an 11-yard pickup, and it looks like it's going to be stricken from the record book.
4 ball carriers so far already for this Tucker offense, and they talked about the guys that they have weapons, just got to get them on the edges, and each one of them serves a different purpose. Matt, you got guys that pound it, and you got guys that run around the corner like Delvin Weems.
Penalties have been a big problem for Tucker in the early season. They had 15 penalties against Norcross in their 3-point overtime loss. They had a touchdown called back in their 19-7 loss against Booker T. Washington. They have 3 penalties for 25 yards here in the first quarter. Delvin Weems with the carry, breaks 1 tackle. Weems breaks another and gets across the 50-yard line, dragging Terrell Contavious, the linebacker, with him. And it's going to be 3rd down and short.
Well, that was a nice power play. As you see, Weems, he's going right off the tight end and tackles, but that time was really interesting. They've been running the speed sweeps to the field, and they're running the power plays into the boundary. So they have a field-to-boundary concept that a lot of high schools use, which is very effective today.
It's actually 2nd down and 5. Rigby to the air, throwing incomplete for Cortland Rogers. And now it's 3rd down. Let's check in with Sam Crenshaw.
Yeah, one of the guys that Coach Lamar loves to talk about for Tucker High School is number 2, senior Raheem Rush. He does everything for them on offense. So far this season, he started at fullback, he started at halfback. He can split him out in the wide receiver. On that last run by Weems, he was doing big downfield blocking. He's a Swiss Army knife for the offensive unit, this Tucker High School team.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, Coach Lamar tells us that Raquan is actually the best blocking back on the team, despite the fact he's only 5'9", 175. Over on the sideline right now.
All about heart. To the field.
1st down carry for the Tucker Tigers. That's the 2nd time Duke Shelley's gotten the ball out of the backfield. 9-yard pickup, and they move the sticks.
Well, that's it. That was designed to go inside. Another power play to the field. Good job by Duke getting downfield, and this team has weapons. You know, they struggled those first 2 games, Matt, but Coach feels confident as the line keeps improving. They're young, that this team will be able to get big, explosive plays 20 yards or more.
And the one thing they can do with that depth, Chuck, is guy has a big run. He can go to the sideline, get some fresh legs in there.
That's right.
Elijah Sullivan getting his first carry of the ball game, picks up a yard or 2 on the play. Kalik Byard, the defensive end, making the tackle.
It's a good job by Byard. It's going to be important tonight. Donovan Goodman, number 33, for MLK. For the defense, Marty Grave, Kalik, Yard, everybody. They really got to stand up. Got to stand up. It's going to be a lot of runs tonight. Got to bow their necks.
2nd down and 7 from the 35, approaching 3 minutes to play here in the 1st quarter. Heavy rush, Rigby. They throw a screen in the middle of the field. Akeem Peters with the 1st down all the way down to the 15-yard line, but again a flag down on the field. 20-yard pickup on the pass play to Akeem Peters.
Illegal man downfield.
That can happen on a screen play.
Yeah, that was a nice design middle screen. Excellent call. Excellent call. But you know what was even more excellent? Let me just tell you, Matt, this is our first time working together this year. And he just gave him a one-piece stab and go. That head fake he gave him downfield was crazy. I love when I see young, talented players use their COD, change of direction, which is the key. All right, this is a middle screen. They're faking out that way to come into the middle. And as he goes down here, he gives him the one piece. Oh, that's the one piece. And then if he'll throw a 2-piece in there a little bit later. That's called a 1-piece. When I give you 1 step and I cut. 2 pieces, I give you 2 and shake you. 3 pieces, your pants could be on the ground.
The MLK defender still trying to find his way back to the huddle after that one. Weems gets the handoff, and Byard has him at the 40-yard line. Great job by Kalik Byard, the defensive end, to drop Weems before he could get around the edge, and now it's going to be 3rd down.
Well, does an excellent job of playing this position. That's what Coach talked about. He's outside. He has contained. That's just doing his job. And that's one of the themes this week for the MLK defense. The guys talked about, let's just do our jobs. And when you're playing this double wing, everybody has a responsibility. On that play, the defensive end, that was his responsibility. Excellent tackle.
3rd down and 11 now. And we had movement on the left side for Tucker. I believe that Duke Shelley got a quick start. And pardon me, apparently MLK was offside, so 5 yards closer for Tucker. That's going to put the ball around the 35-yard line. 34-yard line, and bring up 3rd and short 6, long 5, one or the other.
Coach Kashama talked about shooting yourself where, Matt? In the foot.
They have done that in this quarter. Actually, you got to give, I think, the MLK defense some credit here on that last drive. They held them to that field goal. I mean, when you give the offense the ball at the 9-yard line, it's hard not to surrender a touchdown. Rigby, rush, scrambler. And Rigby not going to get away. Nice open field tackle by the cornerback, Orlando Haddon. So Haddon in the open field keeps Rigby from picking up the 1st down, and now it's going to be 4th down and 7 from the 35.
Well, why does this happen? Excellent job slanting to the field, as you see here. They do a good job. MLK, they took away his running lanes. They were going to run the quarterback to the field. Excellent defensive call by the MLK, slanting to the field. Because what have we been talking about all game? That Tucker's been running everything to the field. Very smart.
We see Haddon right there with the tackle, gets a pat on the back as he heads to the sideline. And Coach Nick Kashama said that this was going to be a very physical game for his cornerbacks against this double wing of Tucker. As you take a look at the Tigers' resume, state champions in 2011 and 2008. 2011 was the only 15-0 year in school history. State finalists last year, losing to Creekside in the 5A championship game. They've won at least 13 games in 4 of their last 6 years. Gone 155-22 since 2000. 14 region titles, 7 in the last 11 years, and they've had 8 undefeated regular seasons since 2001, including one last year as well. Great winning tradition there at Tucker High School.
And they've really mastered the double wing. Todrick Malone, offensive coordinator, just an excellent coach. Got a chance to spend some time with him. The scheme is really speaks for itself.
They have 3 current Tucker players in the NFL right now. Nico Thorpe, who played at Auburn, now with the Oakland Raiders. A.J. Bouye from Central Florida, now with the Houston Texans. And wide receiver Dwayne Harris, who was a quarterback here, played at ECU and now with the Dallas Cowboys. On 4th down, Rigby going up top, and he's got Rogers open inside the 10, and Cortland Rogers into the end zone for his first touchdown catch of the season. Chuck, how does Cortland Rogers get open inside the 10 on a 4th and 7 like that?
Well, you know, it's interesting. They go, it looks like it's 4th and 7. The biggest thing here, they're going to probably take a shot because they don't want to punt the ball, but looks like he runs just a deep route to me. Looks like he runs a plain old streak downfield. They drop back and just throw it. I think the quarterback, looks like Garrett Rigby, number 16, read they have man-to-man coverage because they were thinking possibly run. I don't know why, but, I mean, heck of a throw, heck of a catch.
So the touchdown pass by Rigby, his 3rd of the season. And now Shakir on for the PAT. He puts it through, and Tucker has a 17-0 lead after 11 minutes.
And we're not even at the first quarter.
Cortland Rogers, 6'4", 210 pounds.
This touchdown replay brought to you by TCSG. And it looks good the second time, too. But he was so open. He beat Jarius Long the corner. There was no help. Should there have been help over there by the safety?
Well, yeah, there should have been help, but they basically threw a deep pass. They were in man coverage. I know, I'm throwing my hands up too, Coach.
Nick Kashama's like, what the heck just happened? That's not what I taught you.
Jarius Long, number 10 for MLK. The one thing you can't give up is the ball deep over your head. And I think a lot of it, they're playing 2 corners and a safety. So I think they had guys down in the box 3 yards on each side of the ball, expecting a speed sweep possibly out of it or a quarterback run. I just think Todrick Malone, great call by the offensive coordinator.
Looked at the defense, saw it open deep, and took advantage of it.
And this kid, I mean, they say his best position's at outside linebacker in college. Cortland Rogers. Nice play.
Pretty good on that 35-yard reception as Shakir boots it into the end zone again. That's the 3rd touchback for Camry Shakir in this first quarter. We've already got some damage that needs to be repaired to that Lions helmet. That's the defensive end, Greg Goodman, who was a question mark to play in this ball game because he tweaked his ankle in practice this week. Now he's tweaked his helmet.
No, they gotta tweak it and torque it or get it back going straight because
they gotta get something going.
They gotta get something going. This is not how you want to play against a team that's been there, that's proven, that's played some tough teams. Now again, let's look at Tucker. There's something to be said against playing against some of the top teams, not only in your state but in the country. Makes you a little better.
Pritchett not going anywhere. Tiberius Peterson again right there to make the tackle. Chuck, you know, we've watched this game for one quarter. I've come to the quick assessment that wherever Tiberius Peterson is, you want to run to the opposite direction.
Man, he is long and lean, and you're exactly right. I'm telling you, if I'm offensive coordinator, I'm not running to his side. But then you got big Jonathan Ledbetter in the middle. Remember, he played in last year, so they said they would get him some reps there today.
And you got Maurice Williams on the other side. He's got 4 sacks and 5 tackles for loss in the first 3 games. There's just not a whole lot of places to go. Hill loads up and goes deep and incomplete. Intended target, Kabashi Rhodes. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
I seen that nose guard. They had big Brandon Meeks in, big wide body. Coach said that this guy right here could be a sleeper as far as clogging the middle. Said he's lightning quick, and he sure is a wide body. I like them big, thick ones now. That's what I like as a D-line coach. He is thick.
Wide body, and you're being kind.
Yes, he is.
6 foot 305.
I like them tanks now. Big boy, clog it up.
Now that is your prototypical nose tackle right there. 3rd down, Hill, pump fake. Going deep again, overshoots his intended target, which is Ravarius Rivers, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yep, in the cover 4 defense, they're dropping everybody, just sending them back. They believe the pass rush is going to get there. Tucker's pass rush is rushing, so they're just making both corners, both safeties. They're dropping back. They're sending the pony. Anton Coleman's coming off the corner every time as a pony. Number 32. Creative scheme. They got 3 down linemen. They're always going to bring one of those ponies every time.
And they're getting a pass rush with just a 3 down lineman. You bring in the extra man, that's just too much for ML King. Kemp punting again. This time Shelley calls fair catch and makes it at the 44-yard line with 4 seconds left in the first quarter. 29-yard kick, and once again Tucker on the ML King side of the 50-yard line.
That's not good. That's not good. And you know, as this game goes on, you got to stop the run. And but they think about this: they pounded them with the run. They've run the ball, they've scored, they went inside, they went outside. Then they come back and air it out to Cortland Rogers, number 8. Just they've got them off balance. They're in control of the game.
Final play of the first quarter. Right up the middle, the fullback Nick Broadwater running over guys, and Broadwater finally dropped by Jonathan Mathis after a pickup of close to 9 on the final play of the first quarter. First 12 minutes belong to the Tucker Tigers. We'll head to the second quarter with Tucker on top, 17-0. Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB.
At the heart of our community are the businesses that don't skip a beat. Georgia's electric membership cooperatives stand behind local commerce. Whether keeping farms running or shining a light on new ventures, we bring business, large and small, to our communities. Creating jobs, driving development, supporting dreams. Georgia's EMCs, powering our businesses, lighting the way.
As a strong, stable bank, Regions is always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities. In addition to offering financial solutions for our customers, we are committed to supporting local initiatives and organizations that help our neighborhoods thrive. Regions is proud to be a partner with GPB in building a better Georgia.
Ever think all that homework won't lead to anything? Enter GPB's video contest. You could win a cash prize and make a difference.
Did you mean to throw this away?
How can you help stop the drop?
This week on Georgia Traveler, we're all about Poseidon and the Peach State. Prepare to fly. Just believe you can fly. It sounds corny, but you gotta listen.
Are you ready for an adventure? He knows the way.
Going again. There you go. Wow.
These grits are Georgia grown grits. So good.
Student work at Berry is part of the threefold mission.
Sit, stay.
All that and more on the next Georgia Traveler.
Sunday at 7 on GPB.
We knew what fish were supposed to be in the Oconee River, and we knew these definitely weren't supposed to be there. We were at a standstill. We didn't know where to go. We had a fish that we couldn't identify.
Oh man, that's a good one.
This fish took a great deal of detective work on the parts of many people.
This fish has been called the mystery fish, and I think still that's probably a good name for it.
Sunday at 7:30 on GPB.
During this performance, One student will drop out of high school. Be there for your big finish.
Tucker with a 17-0 lead on the ML King Lions after just 1 quarter play here at Halford Stadium. Game was delayed for 1 hour and 20 minutes from the start because of a lightning delay. So a late start. That's why we're just now beginning the second quarter. And the first quarter has belonged to the Tucker Tigers. 0 rush yards for King in that first quarter. Rigby downfield, and he's got Peterson open, and Tabarius Peterson dropped it, Chuck. When a big guy gets a chance to score a touchdown, Chuck, you can't drop it.
That's why he's a pass rusher. He should be sacking quarterbacks. Nice play-action pass here by Garrett Rigby. Nice. Sets, throws it. It's a perfect throw. Oh!
Rigby all but ran down there and handed him.
You they're going to give him some ribbon in that locker room. They're going to bust his chops on that one now.
He's going to have to get about 3 or 4 quarterback sacks to make up for that. So 3rd down and 1 now. Touchdown written all over it. First down carry for Delvin Weems, and Weems crashes down to the 25-yard line. Weems a year ago for Sandy Creek as a backup. Eric Swinney rushed for 1,158 yards, and he was a backup running back last year.
It just shows you the depth of this Tucker offensive talent is the best way to put it. Good job by Malik Doxey. 5'10", 190, number 59, coming off the ball. Looks like he did a good job pulling him. You know, one thing that coach talked about is that Avery Phillips, number 58, good puller. Guys give effort. They want quickness, not worried about size inside.
On Rush, look at those moves by Rush as he spins inside the 15-yard line and down to the 13-yard line. And he's just kind of the utility back in this star running back.
I want you to watch this replay now. Is this a 2-piece or is 1-2? Uh-oh. What was that? I'm just teaching you my football, you know, when you shake and bake. That was a 2-piece.
It was a quick 2.
He gave him an in and out.
But it was quick.
That was quick.
You got to be on top of it because that was a quick 2-piece.
Yeah, you got to make sure you have your ankles taped up. I've been shook so many times in my career. I had to tell you my Barry Sanders story in a little bit later.
Broadwater right up the middle. The fullback Broadwater crashes inside the 10-yard line and down to the 9. And you talked about it earlier, Chuck. 6 different guys have carried the ball for Tucker here in the first 12 minutes of the game.
Yeah, and you see, good job by number 34, Nick Broadwater. This is his second game back. He is the key to this offense. The fullback in this double wing, he's got to be a pounder. He's got to be able to run between the tackles.
Tore his meniscus before the Norcross game. Didn't get in there. That's Weems, and Weems barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Strong pursuit that time by D. Griffin, the linebacker. Griffin was the guy who shot in there and turned him back inside.
He does a good job, but again, let's see how many tackles he breaks. 1. Look. Oh, that was almost. See the effects of the rain. The wet field's a little slippery.
So 3rd down and 7.
It's good pursuit. Good pursuit. I see still effort coming from this MLK defense.
Toss goes to Rush. He fumbles the ball, kicks it around, and King on top of it. Terez Hall could go the distance. Touchdown, Terez Hall picked up the fumble by Raquan Rush. And the Lions on the board, but there is a flag down on the field at the 47-yard line.
Wow, if he keeps that ball, he walks into the end zone. What a turn of events if this turns out to be a touchdown for MLK.
Let's see if this touchdown's going to stand. There's a flag down on the field at the 47-yard line.
Excellent job by the senior Terez Hall, scooping that ball, scoring.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's going to go against Tucker. Okay. They called it a block in the back, but Tucker would not be blocking in the back.
You know what they call that, though, really? They call that I'm a fire on you. When you're the offense, you fumble, you just take a nice little shot at anybody in the back just to get. Yeah. I've seen that a million times. Oh, yeah. All right, what you notice here, they have numbers here. Tucker, this is a touchdown right here. It's a touchdown. He's blocked. As you see, they got 1, 2, 3 on this tall sweep. This is just a break for the MLK offense. They got, look, this is a touchdown. He doesn't, great effort though. Great effort by Marty Grave, number 6. Now get a block.
Now, here's what I don't understand. They call block in the back on King. Why did anybody have to block in the back? Terez Hall was 15 yards in front of everybody.
I'm telling you what happened, Matt. An offensive player from Tucker went ham, as they say, went crazy, and said, you know what? I'm taking a cheap shot hitting you in the back. That's part of it. It happens all the time.
Well, King on offense here. They throw it out to Pritchett, and he fumbles it out of bounds. They're going to rule that an incomplete pass.
Okay, maybe cheap shot's not the right term. He takes a shot. When he's there, somebody's blocking, you just take a shot. He's already going to score and say, let me get a hit on him.
So King continues their pinch it for, as Coach Kashama has told us, shooting themselves in the foot. They just had an 85-yard fumble return for touchdown by Terez Hall taken off the books because of a block in the back. And so the Lions at the 37-yard line, 2nd down and 10.
And it's not a shot, it's like a cannon in the foot right now.
Yeah. The Lions, that was their first touchdown of the year, by the way. Hill lobs it up. Looking for Ravarius Rivers over on the sideline, but had step-for-step coverage, and it's going to be 3rd down. Lions have now played 9 quarters without a touchdown. They finally got one, and it got erased.
That's what it looks like when you're running in zone.
And that was the first time they've done it all year, and it got called back.
Man, I know it's frustrating. I understand. I'm a 12-year-old youth coach, and I'm not making the comparison, but we are struggling on my offense too. Need some help from Tucker.
Hill, heavy rush, hit as he throws. That's a wounded duck coming out of there and incomplete. Kavashi Rhodes, the intended target. Terry Beckman nearly comes up with the interception for the Tigers. Yeah, he was hit as he threw. They got his arm as he let go of it, and Beckman nearly came up with the interception. Now it's going to be 4th down, and they have to punt.
Imagine, Matt, if you had to throw a football out of a well, a water well. That's what it's like when you're the quarterback, when you see the defense closing in on you, thrown out of a well.
Well, Devontae Kemp has been the busiest man for the Lions tonight as he stands at his 24-yard line to kick. And a 5-yard penalty, illegal procedure, the call. There was movement by the Lions on the line.
Got the Tucker coaches and scouts to the left of us. Kind of amped up a little bit over there.
Saw Nick Kashama, he's just shaking his head. Being the head coach was supposed to be easier than this. Defensive coordinator for a couple of seasons under Coach Carson, was at Georgia Sports Prep Academy last year, came back to be the head coach at MLK, and Kemp has the kick blocked. It's picked up by the Lions, and Pritchett returns it to the 38-yard line, which is the original line of scrimmage, but not near enough, and the ball will go over to the Tucker Tigers.
I'm gonna have to see this again, but it looks like the punter took too many steps. Let's look at this here. Too many steps, too slow. Too slow. The ball's got to come out of there. Nice block, but to me, you got to take 1 step. You got to punt it. You can't take 2 steps.
Sam Bryant was the guy who got his hands on the ball. Let's check in with Grace Olson.
Thank you, guys. With the play we've seen on the field tonight from the Tucker Tigers, it's not surprising that they've produced some top-notch NFL caliber talent, like you've said earlier tonight, Matt. Now it's time to put you on the spot. One running back that used to play for the Tigers went on to win 3 Super Bowl rings with the New England Patriots. We want to know who that running back is. So find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook, let us know. I'll give you a hint. He played his college ball with the Dogs at the University of Georgia. Matt?
Rigby up top, and it is dropped by Tyler Toombs. That's the second touchdown, Chuck, they dropped in this quarter.
They have the dropsies now, and you see what's happening here. Let me show you what's going on here. They are sending pressure to get to the quarterback. They got man-to-man coverage. Tyler Toombs, number 17, 6 foot 170. He's got 4.4 speed. He's got to make that catch. I know he's going to look back and say, ah.
And Rigby's going to get all over him because they've destroyed his completion percentage. Rigby's 1 for 4, but he's actually should be 3 for 4 with 3 touchdowns.
Well, Coach talked about his improvement. They talked about his improvement of throwing the ball. Todrick Malone, their offensive coordinator, said he can make all the throws. He's showing that today.
Akeem Peters got a block, and Peters ball out and recovered by Byard at the 33-yard line. Byard trailing on the play was right place, right time, and the ball goes over to the Lions. Jonathan Mathis was the guy who put the lick on Akeem Peters and separated him from the ball.
Nice tackle, ball comes out. Big play, got to take advantage of it. Quick screen here. They call that a now screen. You throw it right now. Excellent job wrapping it up. That's what you're taught. Cover it up. Great. That's a big play.
Now the question becomes, Chuck, can the Lions do anything offensively? I think they have 1 first down in the game. Yeah, 1 first down. That won't do when you're down 17-0.
No, it won't, and you got to keep believing. And the thing about it now is you're down 17. Still got 8:33 in the second. You still want to stay in the offense a little bit. You don't want to go crazy and, you know, start airing it out. But
this is going to be a trick play. Rivers throwing downfield, got a man wide open, is intercepted. Akeem Peters, who just fumbled the ball a moment ago, gets it right back for the Tigers with the interception. Second interception of the season for Akeem Peters.
Man, you talking about range. Where did he come out? It looked like Spider-Man coming across there. On a web, I mean, they do a now screen, throwback. We're going to have a little trickery. Look at this. Whoop. Oh, man, that's a make it right play. You know what that means? I'm just trying to make it right. I just fumbled, y'all. I'm trying to make it right.
He made it right.
Nice job coming over the top. They had a 2-man. They had 4 under 2-man zone over the top. That's where he should have been.
So Akeem Peters redeems himself. Brand new secondary for the Tucker Tigers outside of Duke Shelley, only returning starter. They actually had 7 players from the secondary sign scholarships last year. Ball off the hands of Ledbetter. What's going on out there, Chuck?
They got the, I don't know, maybe the hands are wet. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where you just gotta watch the ball. And something that I learned from one of the greatest receiver coaches of all time, Charlie Baggett, who coached Plexico Burris, coached Musa Muhammad, Torrey Holt, Randy Moss. He would always say you got to watch the ball into the tuck. Right. So you watch it with your eyes all the way till you tuck it in. And you can't look down the field.
So Rigby 1 for 5, but he's had at least 3 passes dropped. 2 of those would have gone for touchdowns. Shelley's in there. They line up split wide to the top of your screen. Rigby on a quarterback run. And Rigby not going to be able to get to the edge. Nice pursuit by Terrell Contavious, the linebacker, to drop him for a loss.
It's a design call to get Rigsby on the edge. Design call. This is good defense. Stretching the field.
I mean, all things considered, you look at the score, Tucker up 17-0. The first thing you're going to say, wow, Lions defense hasn't gotten anything done tonight. But really, considering the field position that they've had to work with, I thought the Lions defense actually has done a pretty good job.
And I think the Lions have done excellent. They're hustling, they're giving effort, they're creating turnovers. That's all you can do when you're going against an offense like this. the offense has to just take a little pressure off them. They have to hold the ball a little longer and try to score some points.
3rd down and 12. Rigby loading up for the home run and looking for Rogers, and Courtland Rogers has it and dances into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night. A 40-yard touchdown reception by Courtland Rogers to put the Tucker Tigers on top 23-0.
Well, what you see here, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. All right, you're seeing they're going to blitz here. They're going to blitz here. They're sending pressure, and they got man-to-man coverage. You got 2 underneath. They're playing 0 coverage. That means if you don't get them, it's a touchdown. Anytime you send pressure like that, you're going to leave your cornerbacks on an island, and Terrell Contavious is on an island.
That touchdown replay brought to you by TCSG. Garrett Rigby with his 2nd touchdown toss of the game. Both of them have gone to Courtland Rogers. That one goes for...
Nothing prepares you better for a great career than the Technical College System of Georgia. TCSG colleges produce graduates with the knowledge and training today's top employers are looking for. With campuses across Georgia, state-of-the-art facilities, and outstanding instructors with real-world experience, it's the kind of affordable college education that will fast-track you into a rewarding career. We're building a better future for you. Contact the TCSG college in your area today or go to tcsg.edu.
They were fighters, battling their own demons.
That was a blow so enormous that it's amazing that he was able to climb out of it.
They were mavericks, defying their class for the common good.
People who were poor knew that she'd be fighting for them, that she would be their champion.
They were visionaries who changed the course of a nation. They were the Roosevelts, from Ken Burns.
Sunday at 8 on GPB.
Third all-time meeting between these 2 teams. Tucker Tigers have jumped out to a 24-0 lead on the ML King Lions. Not yet 5 minutes into the 2nd quarter.
I thought Courtland Rogers was coach told me his best position was at linebacker in college. I'm looking at an electrifying receiver today, doing a great job catching the deep ball. He's got to be getting close to 100 already, huh?
He's got a 35 and a 40-yard touchdown reception. 2 of them are 75 yards thus far. This will be returnable this time. Rhodes up across the 32-yard line. Tackled by Tommy Renfro. Here's another look at that touchdown catch.
Yeah, and you see right here, they're sitting, it's a 7-man pressure. You are on an island by yourself.
And if you're the backup corner like Corey Johnson, you don't want to be on that island.
Yep.
Like Gilligan.
Corey Johnson's tough when you play man-to-man coverage, and 0 coverage means you have him. There's no one else to give you help. You're on your own. SOS, Matt.
The cavalry ain't coming to help.
Yeah.
So Lions back on offense. Quentin Hill, the backup quarterback, getting the start here tonight. Jordan Rogers, the #1 quarterback, started the first 2 games, sidelined with a thumb injury. Pritchett on the carry. And flags out as we have some extracurriculars after the play. I think we had a player thrown out.
Did he throw a punch?
I
didn't see it.
Somebody just got ejected. We'll see if we can find out who that was.
Well, you can't. That's rule #1. We know anytime you swing those arms, it's an automatic ejection at any level of football.
So apparently a punch was thrown after the play was over, and that player, I believe a Tucker player, has been ejected. And I believe that's Cello Laban, the middle linebacker. Yeah, ejection. We're told that it's 35, Cello Laban. Now watch him, number 35 for Tucker right there. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be disciplined. You can't do that. And that's something a young man will learn from. And family and friends, coaches, everybody that's watching, I'm sure he understands now, but I'm sure the mom and dad or whoever's in his life and even the coaches, they'll remind him that's something you just don't do.
And he's a fine-looking linebacker at 6 foot 225 and just a sophomore. It'll be interesting to see. It looks like Brian Strozier has checked in there. Strozier was a question mark. He missed most of the practice because he was sick all week. Strozier, you trade in 6 foot 225 for 6'1", 245 at the Mike linebacker. So no breaks for ML King right there, but Strozier's been sick all week. We'll see if that's an issue for him as the night progresses. Hill with some time to throw and nearly intercepted. Wow, just left it up there for grabs, and that pass was nearly picked by DeMarco Durr, who already has 1 pick in this game. You just can't float the ball out there like that, Chuck.
No, you can't. And again, trying to throw it over a defender, you take. I'm not sure who the defensive lineman was, but also his sight was affected by a jumping defensive lineman trying to block it, so he floated over a little bit. But excellent play by Durr.
In Hill's defense, he has had not a whole lot of time to throw the ball in this ball game. He has had a very strong rush a lot of times just from a 3-man front. Tigers go with a 4-man look right here.
They like to bring that pony up and make him the 4th rusher. They're bringing 6 this time.
Man, heavy rush again, and Hill is in trouble, and Hill is going to be sacked way back at the 30-yard line by Tyler Millenders.
This was like a tidal wave coming. 6-man pressure. They run a cross buck in the middle. Wow, the linebackers, the 2 middle linebackers crossed as they come close to the center. And that was a 6-man blitz. Wouldn't be able to pick. They had 5 blockers, 6 rushers. A lot of times that means a sack.
Tyler Millenders, first game back after missing the first 3 games with a dislocated elbow. And he gets the quarterback sack, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 25.
Coach Kashama talked about getting the ball out quicker, and they're not showing that right now. I would like to see him do that a little more.
Downfield it goes, incomplete. Trying to get the ball to Rivers again, and it's going to be 4th down, and again a punting situation for the Lions. They have 1 first down in this game, and we're 18 minutes in. And they're down 24-0.
Why that happened, you got 7 in coverage. They rushed 4 that time, did Tucker. And anytime you have that kind of pressure, it's going to be hard to find those seams, and they were in a zone, and there weren't any open pockets for them to sit down. So tough play for MLK. A good play by Tucker.
Devontae Kemp. The punt again, had a punt blocked as last time. This is a short kick. Shelley calls fair catch, makes it at the 42-yard line. That's where the Tucker Tigers will go back on offense. You don't have the GPB Sports app yet, then you do not know what you're missing. You can watch tonight's game live on the app if you have to leave home, get the latest scores from around the state, football news, blogs, and so much more. And what's more, it is free at the App Store. Download it today. Matt Stewart, Chuck Smith, Sam Crenshaw with you at Halford Stadium in Clarkston. Tucker Tigers trying to improve to 2-2 on the season. Lead MLK 24-0. Lions 0-2 start, first time in school history. This is the 12th year of football for the Lions. They've made the playoffs all but 1 year, their first year, 11 consecutive years, and this is not, they already 1 game down in the region, lost to Mays last week, so they're 0-1 in the region. This is a non-region game. They are 5A, and Tucker playing 6A this year. But still, it stings when you're losing a game like this.
Yeah, it does, and you know, all you can do is keep fighting, and that's part of the lesson that these young men are learning, and that's you got to keep competing. And all, to me, really what defines who you are is how you compete. Because we're going to be on teams that win a lot, then you're going to be on teams that lose. You got to be able to compete no matter what the circumstances are.
Big carry by Broadwater right there.
Coach Kashama's probably not hearing what I'm trying to say now about that competing, but I understand when you're down like this and you put in a lot of practice, and you know, he said he had a great week of practice. Yeah. That's the first thing when we talked. He said he had a great week of practice, but you know, this Tucker team looks motivated. They're coming out. They're executing their plan.
Well, This is a team that played for the 5A state championship before losing to Creekside 52-28 in the finals last year in the Georgia Dome. And we will be at Creekside next Friday night as the Seminoles take on the Stevenson Jaguars. So the run by Broadwater negated by the penalty. Raquan Rush nearly gets it all back as he gets it back across the 50-yard line and down to the 43. Therese Hall making the tackle. Rush came in, 15 carries, 96 yards on the season and a touchdown. Guy that as a senior, Chuck, he's been that guy in the program who's kind of waited his turn. He's done everything the coaching staff has asked him to do, and now as a senior, he's getting his opportunity to play.
And he'll have lifetime memories, and getting an opportunity to play for such a prestigious program as Tucker.
Rigby to his right, being chased by Byard, and steps out of bounds at the 40, but did pick up the first down. Kalik Byard's had a really strong game, I think, from that defensive end position. Got 3 tackles and a fumble recovery for the Lions, and he's doing the chasing right here, number 17.
Yeah, misdirection play here. They give him the option, get him out of the pocket. Great effort. Great effort by that was almost a
ended up on his backside.
That was a ooh-wee hit. Ooh-wee, I can't believe he didn't call that.
He didn't see the bus coming when he crossed the street.
Is that unprotected?
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 40-yard line.
Still good effort. Good effort.
Weems. Weems foot race to the end zone, and he's going to win it. 40-yard touchdown run for Delvin Weems. Weems scores his 2nd touchdown of the night, and it's 30-0.
Why does this happen? They're running downhill. They're starting to basically become, they're just pounding them in the middle. No other way to put it. They're pounding them on the outside. And how it happens, got big bodies on guys that are getting tired of the MLK defense. Wearing them down.
They've been on the field the entire game. The offense has picked up only 1 first down, so the defense has been out there all day. As Shakir puts it through to make it 31-0. This touchdown replay is brought to you by TCSG.
We talked about it running right in the middle, coming downhill. Look at all those bodies. Look at that. All those bodies running downhill, wearing them down. The big bodies wearing down the MLK defense, and nice job pulling. Oh, nice work. Nice work right there. Avery Phillips, number 58. Good puller, gives great effort. I like what he does. Opens up, does a good job for that Tucker offensive line. Watch this. Look at this effort right here. Boom. Sorry about the sound effects. You know, I'm getting into it, man. That was a nice block.
That's good.
Excellent job. Good cut by Delvin Weems. Marshall's got a nice running back. I like his vision. I like his cuts.
Delvin Weems committed to the Marshall Thundering Herd back on April 14th, a 3-star, 24/7 Sports composite number 22 all-purpose back, which means, according to the recruiting services, they're rating him as a guy that could play in the slot, could be a running back, is not necessarily a traditional every down running back at the next level. That's probably really a size issue right there. He's 5'9", 195, but here at the high school level, he's an every down back.
Yeah, he's a thumper, man. He's a thumper. I also like this right here. I like he got the nice clean cut. I used to wear that back in 1995. That's the temp fade. Just to see the little temp right there. We call that the temp fade, man.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, you just, cut it low on the side and you put your juices and berries in the top. That's what we used to call it in the locker room. That's what Jesse Tucker used to say. Chuck, you put the juices and berries in, I would get some of my gel and I put it in there and curl it up.
He's got the nice tight look and 2 touchdowns tonight. How about that?
Yep.
That'll probably get him a date after the game. Ball goes into the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20.
Well, you know there's a mom out there saying, or a granny, somebody said, man, he ain't dating yet. That's my baby. He's having a good day. Having a good day.
On the other side, not having a good day on the Lions sideline. They're still coaching over there on the sideline. You see, this is high school. They're still demonstrating technique over on the sideline right here.
Well, you got to keep coaching them up, and that's part of the learning experience, coaching them up. And as you keep going and keep developing kids, remember, Coach Kashama talked about, he understands that the foundation is in place. We got to keep competing, and we're going to have an opportunity down the line to put together a championship program. But you know, you got to crawl before you walk.
Well, Kashama knows about starting from scratch. We'll tell you his story in just a moment, and it's a very interesting one for sure. 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 20-yard line. Man, that play got blown up in a hurry, and now there's players falling all over the place, and let's make sure people don't get mixed up and start a fight here. And now flags do come out. Anton Coleman made that tackle. Pritchett barely got the handoff before he got clobbered by Anton Coleman. Now the official is going to talk about the penalty here on top of it.
Pritchett got a little frustrated. Looks like, to me, looks like Anton Coleman just made a tackle, took him to the ground. They got mixed up a little bit.
Well, it looks like maybe the ball came out. Okay, Hill barely gets rid of the handoff. Well, there was a fumble. That's what happened. And Hill got back on top of it at the 10-yard line. What was going on with Pritchett and Coleman was just icing on the cake. Had nothing to do with the actual play.
Yeah, well, I agree with the ref here. I think Robert Pritchett III lost his composure a little bit because when he fumbled the ball, he thought there's no reason for Anton Coleman to tackle him. But Anton Coleman doesn't see that he's fumbled.
Yeah, Coleman thinks he still has the ball. So watch Coleman 32. He thinks Pritchett's got the ball.
Yeah, he doesn't know. So he just gets up. He's trying to go over him.
Okay. So
in the beginning, it was innocent. Then Robert Pritchett put the Goldberg DDT.
Yeah.
Slam
and
on
then
him.
you see Brian Strozier get in there, and Strozier's not happy with the way Pritchett is treating his teammate. And there was some shoving going on. So the penalty is against ML King, and it backs him up to the 5-yard line.
That was a WCW World Class Championship Wrestling move after the fact, but you got to keep your composure again. Got to keep your composure again. Anton Coleman, number 32, just comes in and makes a play.
Yep.
That's all that happened.
2nd down and 25. Pritchett gets the handoff, and Pritchett gets about 5 yards of it back. That's Strozier making the tackle for Tucker. Okay, now the story on Nick Kashama. Kashama is a native of Congo. He and his family fled the Civil War in the Congo when he was 11 years old. They were landing in Toronto. Their flight was landing in Toronto as they were coming over from Africa. He saw white outside his plane window. He thought it was sand. He had never seen snow before in his life.
Is that right?
So he goes to school, tries out, sees there's tryouts for football. He thinks he's going out for soccer because in the Congo, football is soccer. He shows up to play football. They run the Oklahoma drill the first day. He quits. So he's like, I don't want anything to do with this. But long story short, he becomes a star football player, earns a scholarship at UConn, and becomes a starter at defensive end for Randy Edsall, who was the head coach there at the time and a former defensive coordinator with Georgia Tech, and really credits Coach Edsall for a lot of the core principles that he now adopts as a head coach.
And I like the things he talked about as far as putting in a dress code and just changing the foundation, because this is a proud program that's used to winning. And he said one of the reasons he came back was really interesting is that he hated to see his young guys suffering the last few years.
So now it's 3rd down and a heavy rush. He's got to get rid of it, and he does. It's thrown up for grabs, and it's caught by Rhodes. Rhodes turned around to look at the ball. The defensive backs did not, and Rhodes gets the 1st down. A 33-yard reception in the second first down. The third first down, I should say, for the Lions.
Well, good job, first and foremost, by Quentin Hill getting the ball out of his hands. I mean, he's got heavy pressure coming on him. I mean, no time to really get rid of it, but excellent catch. Excellent catch by Cavassier Rhodes.
So the ball at the 39 and a 1st down for the Lions with right at 2 minutes to play in the half. Pritchett on the run, and a big run for Pritchett as he gets across the 50 and down past the 40-yard line. 21-yard pickup. Cole Crenshaw, backup pony in there, made that tackle to trip him up. But for the first time, the Lions are in Tigers territory.
So it's a nice burst. Robert Pritchett III. Nice burst here. Gets downfield. Missed tackle. That time by Anton Coleman, number 32. But Good job of making the miss.
And the Lions call a timeout. So let's take a look at the Lions' resume. And despite the fact they're 0-2, that belies the fact they've had a great program. Kashama is their 4th coach in 4 seasons. 112-35 is their all-time record since they opened in 2002, and 2 of those 35 losses have come here this season. 4 region titles, made the playoffs 11 straight years, all but 1 year of their football history, and they made the semifinals in just their 3rd season of football back in 2004. They had a great run. They got some rebuilding to do here in 2014.
112-35? 112-35?
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable record.
I mean, they're a 10-win team pretty much every year. Last year they were 7-4. The 2 years prior to that, 11-12, they went 23-2 combined. They've been a power here in DeKalb County. Struggling here in 2014. They have a first down at the 40-yard line of the Tucker Tigers.
Get in it. Don't wait on it. Don't wait on it.
Pritchett nowhere. Anton Coleman making that tackle for the Tigers, and that's a tackle for loss. Second time Coleman's had a tackle for loss in this game.
Cleaned up by big Jonathan Ledbetter, UGA commit. Big guy in there. He's they're big. They're really excited about
recruited
Coleman.
by D-line coach Tracy Rocker there at the University of Georgia. Flipped his commitment from Bama to Georgia officially in August 16th, although he had committed to Bama back in the winter. And Coach Brian Lamar says he actually told Bama he was decommitting in the spring. That they just didn't make it public. Hill back to pass and nearly intercepted. And that was Elijah Sullivan, who was on his way for a pick 6 if he could have held on to that.
Good job by Jonathan Ledbetter getting upfield and forcing that throw. Number 9, the big guy, you were just talking about him. And here he is, does a great job here getting upfield, pressuring the quarterback, gets off on the ball. I like his quickness off the ball. As you see right here, he's gone. Gets upfield, forces the quarterback to have to get the ball out of his hands. That's what you look for, that quick twitch, that suddenness when the ball snapped. He has all the intangibles to be a great one. I understand why Tracy Rocker wants him at UGA.
Nobody touched him on that play. Heavy rush, ball is out. And it is picked up by Peterson, and he is going to go. Tiberius Peterson waltzes into the end zone for the touchdown. That's a 40-yard fumble recovery and touchdown, and Quentin Hill is hurt.
Well, the first thing you want to hope is he all right. Quentin Hill took a
Maurice Williams just
tough shot.
Lambasted him coming off the edge.
Speed rush.
Oh, my goodness.
And what happens here, the philosophy is when you're trying to make a play, Quentin Hill's just trying to make a play. And he's holding the ball a little longer, hoping his receivers gets open. But when you have the kind of pass rush that this Tucker defense is showing today, you got to get it out of your hands or it gets dangerous because you can't hold the ball when your offensive line's not able to protect. Tough shot. I'm glad he got back up off the ground.
Touchdown replay brought to you by TCSG. That was Maurice Williams with the big hit. And then Tiberius Peterson getting the Williams is the guy who gave the hit. He's getting the water bath right now. And then it was Peterson who picked up the fumble and took it 40 yards for the touchdown. It is 37-0.
In the opening season starter, Jordan Douglas, he's out with a hand injury, has problems gripping the ball. Quentin Hill's done a good job. He's filling in, but he's got a lot of ball still to play. I'm glad he got up off the ground. It's important. Just get back up.
Quentin Hill was the guy over there getting the water on his head. Man, he took a shot and a half from Maurice Williams. And the question mark becomes if Hill couldn't go back in. You know, Douglas already has the thumb injury. Where do they go?
Yeah, he got hit. Got a little helmet in there too. A little bit of the forehead on him, probably looked like he got him on his shoulder a little bit, but that's a tough hit. Usually the hit's not as bad as when you hit the ground. That's usually what that impact of the ground usually takes a lot out of you.
I think both of them hurt.
Well, they both do hurt.
Take that helmet in the shoulder.
Yeah, that was
then when your body impacts the ground with the other shoulder, it just hurts all the way around, Chuck. You ought to know. You were a defensive end, And you delivered those hits. Don't you know how much pain you caused people?
And I know, and I'm apologizing to all the quarterbacks that I hit back in the day. But you know what, though?
You don't mean it.
You know what I
Yeah, you don't mean it. Now, you say that. You say that you apologize to all those quarterbacks, but you made a nice living doing that. You're just doing your job.
That was my first love, and I enjoy seeing the good pass rush, but I really like seeing the fact that the quarterback popped back up. But you know what? In my day, the philosophy was you want to hit them and land on them heavy in one fluid motion, because anytime you hit a quarterback, the ground usually what gets him out of the game if he's
And that's exactly what Maurice Williams did. He hit him,
and that's what he did.
Followed through, landed on top of him. Hopefully Quentin Hill's okay.
It's going to be tough, though, for the rest of the game for MLK to keep putting 4 wide receivers out. 5. At this point, to me, it's 38-0. I'm okay with – I don't want to see a young quarterback get hurt. So at this point, if you put 5 receivers out, 4 receivers out, you're going to put them in harm's way. So I know you want to make a play. You might want to still run the ball, be smart. And I don't see them cleaning up 38 points in the second half.
Well, we will have a running clock in the second half, barring some kind of
do they got a sprinting clock?
Yeah.
Carl Lewis.
The Carl Lewis
the Carl Lewis clock.
For the second half. And Shakir, whose legs no doubt getting tired by now. Rhodes on the return comes to the near side, and he is shoved out of bounds, and a flag comes out at the end of the play. It looks like Tucker may have hit him out of bounds as well. We'll see.
This is a good time for MLK to get their young guys in, get in what they want to do, and that's run the ball, give them opportunities to get better. And even the older guys, it's an opportunity to show who you really are, because the eye of the sky doesn't lie. Yep. Coaches still need to evaluate effort. We have, after this, you're going to have a running clock. After this, minutes up, second half, you still want to see how you react when you're down. You got to still compete, and I can't say it enough. You see them moving around, giving effort. Don't quit.
Well, the penalty is against King. Apparently there was a block in the back at the end of the play, so they'll back it up from the 33 with 61 seconds left in the half. And we will have a shortened halftime, only a 10-minute halftime on the clock because of the lengthy lightning delay. We had to delay the start of this game. Game did not start until about 9 o'clock because of the lightning delay when it was scheduled to start at 7:36.
Kind of watching the sideline, watching Coach Kashama down there. See what find my guy Sam Crenshaw.
Well, they got their third string quarterback in there, who is their starting split in Ravarius Rivers. So Rivers now taking the snaps, and he's the third teamer. Jordan Douglas, the starter of the first 2 games, did not play because of a thumb injury. Now Quentin Hill has been knocked out, at least temporarily, after that big hit he took on the previous possession.
Tucker defense is flying around.
Ravarius Rivers, his responsibility right now is just to get the team into the locker room with no more damage done. So they're maximizing the play clock, and this will be the final play, most likely, of this first half. Aaron Hutcherson on the carry, and that's going to wind down this first half clock. And we have completed the first 24 minutes here at Hallford Stadium. Tucker Tigers with a big 38-0 lead, and they've done it, Chuck, with big plays. They've had 4 consecutive touchdowns of 35 yards or more on the play.
Those are explosive plays. We talked about that as the game started. MLK had to limit the explosive plays. Tucker got what they wanted to do, and that's big plays.
So let's check in with Sam Crenshaw down on the field.
All right, we got Coach Brian Lamar. Halftime score 38-0. I'm sure there's reasons to smile, but I don't see all smiles on your face right now.
Nah, we got, we're still making mistakes, penalties, dropped some touchdown passes, had some fumbles. And our thing is to come out and get better every week. I thought we did some good things, but we also, made some key mistakes that could cost us in critical games.
Saw one of your starters sent to the sideline. What can you tell us about that?
He got ejected. He's going to be suspended, for next week's game, and I evaluated after that. It's disappointing. We talk about being selfless. You can't throw a punch. Your kid threw a punch, he's going to be out. and we'll deal with him at practice also. So.
We'll get with your team. We'll see you in the second half.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right, back to John and Claire now.
Thank you very much, Sam. It is 24 minutes in the books, and Tucker is dominating 38-0 at the break. And what we're going to have bands. We'll have Grace with social media. We'll catch up with Coach Kashama and find out what else is going on. And speaking of Grace Olson, let's find out what is going on with social media. And I know that we had some Brian Lamar hashtags and all that other kind of stuff. What's up, Grace?
Thank you. That hashtag has still been popular. You know, it's gotten late. This game started way later than we expected, but people are still in it. They're tweeting, they're online, they're couch skating, they're sending us their photos, and we are also sending them our photos. We haven't talked much about Instagram tonight, but here's our Instagram page. We've got score updates. We've got videos. We showed you one of those videos earlier. This is the Tucker students. We've been seeing them all night. They've been going crazy, having so much fun, decked out in their maroon. Now also make sure to download the GPB football app. This app will get you all the way through the season, scores, schedules, rankings, news, everything you could ask for high school football. Back over to you, John.
All right, thank you very much. Grace, we'll get back to you as we go, and it's going to be time to catch up with scores from around the state. We'll let you know what else is going on. We got a bunch of games. A bunch of games had delays. So let's go ahead and take a look at the GPB scoreboard brought to us by our friends at Georgia EMC. Colquitt County was up 17-10. They're now up by 21 in the third quarter. Camden has put another touchdown on the board. They're now doubling Brunswick 42-21. Grayson now up 14-3 over Archer. That has now turned to the second quarter. Hillgrove and Lovejoy. That has been back and forth all night, 24-17 in the fourth. And also Roswell and Milton, that is next week. On the second page, McEachern now leading Peachtree Ridge by the score of 35-21. Banneker and Stevenson there scoreless. Creekside 3-0 over Druid Hills in the first. Ware County leading Coffee in a big game in Waycross by 3 in the third. And Griffin rolling over Eastside 53-0. That's your scoreboard brought to us by our friends at Georgia EMC. And remember, you can get all the scores and all the information going on around this very messy Friday night here, Football Fridays on GPB. You can go to the app. It's free. GPB Sports app. Very, very popular. Get all the information that you need to get. Let's send it over to Claire. What's up?
All right, this is a shortened halftime, but the bands are in full swing. Let's check out now the MLK High School Marching Band directed by Travis Kimber. This is brought to you by Regions Bank. To the MLK High School Marching Band presented by Regions Bank. Now it's going to be an action-packed season here on Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB. We have a huge schedule coming up. Let's take a look at this, brought to you by Georgia EMC. Next week, it's the defending 5A state championship Creekside Seminoles taking on the undefeated Jaguars of Stevenson. We're going to then go to Marietta, Grayson, and a huge game on the 10th of October as North Cobb hosts McEachern. Next page, October 24th, Collins Hill is going to take on Mill Creek, followed by Tucker again at Lovejoy. That's going to be a big one. And Gainesville at Flowery Branch. Then it is playoff action right here on GPB. We're going to take you all the way to the state championship games in December at the Georgia Dome. And the best part about the Georgia Dome, John? No lightning delays.
No lightning delays. It is indoors. Time to catch up with Backroads and Backfields, brought to you by our friends at the Georgia Cotton Commission, the natural choice for Georgia. And there are a lot of teams starting off in their first years. 2 of them are in Savannah, and 1 of them is on Hutchinson Island.
Enough of the games that don't mean anything. Enough of the practices where you hit each other and the weekends are for watching everyone else. For the Sharks of Islands High in Savannah, the wins and losses mean something now. It's official from this season forward. And for the architect of it all, the word rewarding is a good start.
Well, you know, it was a lot of fun. You know, they gave me $135,000 to build a program, to start a program, and we got all the equipment, we got all the facilities, we got everything straightened out, and then came the 60 boys for the first 2 years, and it was a lot of fun, and we'll see, you know, what they've learned. I mean, Coach Simpson has put together a good coaching staff. They're trying to refine it, retool it, and hopefully it'll be a good product out there for their first varsity football season.
But when you ask the Sharks about the time invested when all the school had were pups out there starting out, for the games to count, it's the first line to cross of many.
I mean, I've been here since sophomore year, and I've played, both years, and it's just, like a dream come true because I've never had the experience before and, had the chance, the opportunity to play. So I think it's just a dream come true because, a lot of people, when the program first started, they were seniors and they never had the chance. So I think it's just a really great opportunity.
It's been fun because the kids were kind of, coach really wants us to do this, coach really wants us to do that, because we kind of knew what was going to be expected to make the move to varsity. And they've kind of adopted and came along, and it's a developing situation, obviously, as we continue to develop, each day and each year as we want to grow this program. But they've come along, and kind of adopted what we wanted and have moved forward with it.
And the goals, even if you're the new kid on the block, are the same as everyone else.
To win games, I mean, that's the ultimate goal,
1, 2, 3, Sharks! And they are playing the other new team in Savannah, New Hampstead right now. Updated score, 13-7, New Hampstead beating Islands in the third quarter once again. Backroads and Backfields brought to you by the Georgia Cotton Commission, the natural choice for Georgia. Claire.
All right, thanks, John. Now it's time to check in with our Grace Olson. She is standing by with some very proud parents in a segment we call Rent Check. Grace?
That's right. Thank you, Claire. That's right. These are very proud parents. Their son is Duke Shelley on the field tonight. I've got Kamika and Yaquis Shelley here to represent. This is Rent Check. This is where we check in on the parents and see how much they know about their son. First, let's flash up a couple photos of Duke when he was little playing on the field. He is a cutie right there in his blue and silver uniform, I think. He was ready to go, and he's done a great job tonight on the field. Now let's get to some trivia. Mom, first questions for you. What is his favorite career moment?
His favorite career moment, I would say, it was probably that MLK game.
Yes, ma'am, you got it right. He scored 4 touchdowns in that game last year, so that's his favorite career moment. And Dad, second question for you. In 10 years, he sees himself doing what?
In 10 years, I would say the NFL.
Playing in the NFL. You guys are some smart parents. Good work tonight. Let's give them some Football Fridays in Georgia t-shirts for them to wear the rest of the season. Show our viewers what they look like. Thank you, guys. Let's send it back over to Claire.
All right, thanks, Grace. Now it's time for our career play of the game, brought to you by the Technical College System of Georgia. The field of information technology has grown rapidly over the past few decades, and it continues to add jobs to our economy. Careers like computer programming, network administration, and computer hardware engineering are vital to industries throughout the state. There's also an increased demand for exciting careers in video and film production, including editing, animation, and 3D graphics. That makes information technology a perfect fit for our career play of the game. This information is brought to you by the Technical College System of Georgia. For more information on your next career, visit tcsg.edu.
And we've got one band down, one coming up. A truncated halftime. We'll see what happens when we come back at Hallford Stadium. Tucker Tigers, the dominating performance against an old region rival, MLK. 38-0 at the break. We will return to Hallford Stadium for the second half of halftime and the second half of the game. When we come back, you're watching Football Fridays on the great GPB. Stay with us.
Nothing prepares you better for a great career than the Technical College System of Georgia. TCSG colleges produce graduates with the knowledge and training today's top employers are looking for. With campuses across Georgia, state-of-the-art facilities, and outstanding instructors with real-world experience, it's the kind of affordable college education that will fast-track you into a rewarding career. We're building a better future for you. Contact the TCSG college in your area today or go to tcsg.edu.
This week on Georgia Traveler, we're all about Poseidon and the Peach State. Prepare to fly. Just believe you can fly. It sounds corny, but you gotta listen.
Are you ready for an adventure? He knows the way.
Going again.
There you go. Wow.
These grits are Georgia-grown grits.
So good.
Student work at Berry is part of the threefold mission.
Sit, stay.
All that and more on the next Georgia Traveler.
Sunday at 7 on GPB.
We knew what fish were supposed to be in the Oconee River, and we knew these definitely weren't supposed to be there. We were at a standstill. We didn't know where to go. We had a fish that we couldn't identify.
Oh man, that's a good one.
This fish took a great deal of detective work on the parts of many people.
This fish has been called the mystery fish, and I think still that's probably a good name for it.
Sunday at 7:30 on GPB.
Start of the second half, Tucker with a 38-0 lead on ML King. Matt Stewart along with Chuck Smith and Sam Crenshaw. Going to hear from Coach Nick Kashama in just a few moments. There's an option there for the third quarter as a running clock. Fourth quarter, if it's over 30 points, it is a running clock. But let's take a look back at the first half highlights. Very first play from scrimmage, things started poorly for the Lions as DeMarco Durr stepped in front of this pass from Quentin Hill and got the interception.
Yeah, I mean, you got pressure all day by the Tucker defense. Interception right off the bat. It's not how you want to start.
Delvin Weems would take it in for the touchdown later. It was Duke Shelley with the big run down the sideline. That would set up the field goal by Shakir to make it 10-0. Then the 35-yard touchdown pass to Cortland Rogers, one of 2 touchdown passes caught by Rogers in the ball game. Here's the second one, the 40-yarder. Rigby finished 2 for 7, 75 yards and 2 touchdowns in that first half, Chuck, but he could have had 2 other touchdowns that were dropped.
Yep, and they just let him, I mean, easy catches. You know, Rigby's doing a good job. He's managing the game well.
Quentin Hill right here gets blasted by Maurice Williams. Tiberius Johnson picks it up and runs in from 40 yards out, and you take a look at the halftime stats. 165-1 on the ground, 240-63 total, and it is a rout right now, 38-0 as we check in with Sam Crenshaw.
All right, Matt, here on the sideline before the teams go back onto the playing field to start the second half. Coach Nick Kashama just spent some time with the head of the officiating crew about the clock for the second half. What was your decision?
Yeah, they're going to run the clock for the third quarter. We're going to start with a running clock. Yeah.
Was that your decision, the option, or?
Yeah, it's my decision. They gave us the option, we'll take it, yeah.
Tell us about at halftime. What were you able to tell your team to keep them encouraged and keep them fighting?
And I told them right now there's no X and O's that we can eliminate the type of stuff that we left on the field. So right now just to fight, show me some fight, and each one of them, I challenge each one of them to show me some fight in the next second half, because that's the only way we can kind of get out of this hole we're in right now. Because the way there's no speech I did I can get them going unless they all take it up on themselves to go in and go back in there and fight. Yeah.
Coach Nick Kashama, let's see what your team does in the second half. Thanks so much for the time.
All right, thank you.
That is Coach Nick Kashama and his team. Now we're playing with a running clock to start the second half.
All right, thank you, Sam. And, you know, Chuck, they're in a tough spot right here. They're about to go to 0-3 on the season, and so far they've been outscored 102-0. They just need to have something positive happen to them here in the second half.
Yeah, and what Coach said, positive is fighting. To me, that's the first start, is fighting, because a lot of what I saw when the game started, they didn't come out with a sense of urgency. And what Coach Kashama was saying, I want to see them fight, but I also want to see the young guys develop. I want to see opportunities for some of the players that haven't played well also to step up and help this team, because it's a long season, and they are a team. You win as a team, you lose as a team.
Well, we'll have a running clock for the entire second half here. By Georgia High School Association rules, it is the coach's decision as to whether to have a running clock when it's 30-plus in the third quarter. Once it's in the fourth quarter, it's the official's decision. And so we'll run the clock nonstop for the remainder of this ball game. So the second half will go pretty quick, which is good because we're playing this game with an 11:30 curfew because it started an hour and a half late because of a lightning delay.
And I have a curfew, too, around 11:45 from my wife now.
You got to be home.
Got to be home.
So you might be able to make it. You might be able to make it. So Tucker will get the ball first here to start this second half, and already up 38-0. This is game number 4 for the Tucker Tigers already. They'll improve to 2-2. They'll be off next week, and then they'll get back to action on September 26th when they play Clarkston. Their region opener won't even come until October 3rd at Newton. Of course, Tucker playing up from 5A to 6A this year and playing in Region 2 6A. We talked to Coach Brian Lamar about, you know, the challenges of moving up from 5A to 6A, and he felt like really the real impact will come when they go to the state playoffs and not necessarily in the region. No disrespect to the region. They've got Lovejoy in the region. We'll televise that game later, but he felt like when they were in 5A with teams like Marist and Mays and Stevenson, they played in tougher regions.
Right, and when you look at it from a 6A standpoint, you instantly pick up maybe Lowndes, Valdosta, Timpbell, you know, that giant region down there is going to, your number 4 seed could end up being one of those teams.
Yep.
You know, the way the dynamics of 6A football is set up.
That was Sam Bryant with the 29-yard return up close to the 50-yard line. So Tucker will go on offense at the 47-yard line. And what you're referring to is the playoff format.
Yes.
In 6A. So the Region 2 teams will play Region 1 in the opening round, and that's exactly right. Valdosta, Camden County, Lowndes, and teams like that. And through the first 3 weeks of the season, there were all undefeated teams in Region 1. They had not lost a non-region game. None of the teams in the region had lost. So it's a tough region.
They play some ball down south.
Yes, they do. Now, you know about that. You played at Clark Central High School in Athens, and if I'm not mistaken, y'all played Valdosta in the state finals, didn't you?
Yeah, we played against them a couple times. We did.
At the heart of our community are the businesses that don't skip a beat. Georgia's electric membership cooperatives stand behind local commerce. Whether keeping farms running or shining a light on new ventures, we bring business, large and small, to our communities. Creating jobs, driving development, supporting dreams. Georgia's EMCs, powering our businesses, lighting the way.
As a strong, stable bank, Regions is always looking for opportunities to boost the vitality of our communities. In addition to offering financial solutions for our customers, we are committed to supporting local initiatives and organizations that help our neighborhoods thrive. Regions is proud to be a partner with GPB in building a better Georgia.
Well, MLK called a timeout here in the opening minute of this third quarter. Gives us a chance to tell you about GPB bringing you the all-new Ken Burns special, The Roosevelts, an intimate history, which chronicles the lives of Theodore Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt, 3 members of the most prominent and influential family in American politics. The series encompasses the history of the Roosevelts they helped to shape, and it begins on Sunday at 10 o'clock and actually at 8 o'clock and runs through Friday. You can catch the Roosevelts right here on GPB. So ball at the 42-yard line following the mark-off against the Tigers. Broadwater, the fullback, gets it across the 50-yard line.
Old school, tall, sweet, made famous by one Mr. Herschel Walker.
Wearing Herschel's number. Broadwater goes to the sideline. I think that's one of the big keys, and we pointed it out in the first half, Chuck, is, Broadwater carries the ball, and he comes out. Elijah Sullivan comes in for him. They just rotate fresh legs in constantly.
Then you got wings. Then all of a sudden Garrett Wrigley takes off on the quarterback keeper. It's a tough offense. Lots of great runners.
7 different rushers, and that's Elijah Sullivan, who just came in for Broadwater, and he runs it to the 45-yard line.
Coach said Elijah would get some carries. Auburn commit.
Sullivan's a good-looking running back. He is projected as a linebacker, however, at the next level. Committed to Auburn February 22nd on their junior day. Chose Auburn over Florida, Georgia Tech, and Marshall. Auburn likes him at the star position. At least that's what Elijah says they've told him. That's that hybrid linebacker safety position that they like to use in Ellis Johnson's defense. 3rd down and short. Raquan Rush, 1st down and more. And Rush finally gets the ball down to the 32-yard line. D. Griffin, the linebacker, making the tackle, but another 1st down for the Tucker Tigers as Rush picks up 17 yards.
You know, something that stands out, we've talked a lot about the runners, but I'm watching these offensive linemen. Number 54, Malik Watts, junior, 6'2", 255. They can move. Great speed on the offensive line. They're not big guys, but boy, can they move when they pull.
Yeah, Tucker's never really had a lot of big, prototypical college offensive linemen, but they have very athletic offensive linemen. Ball thrown downfield and broken up. Ledbetter prevented the interception. That ball was about to be picked off, and Ledbetter came in there and actually turned into the defensive player and broke it up.
Good play. Good play to break it up.
Terrence Spells was about to get himself an interception, and Ledbetter came in there and turned into the defender on the play and kept him from making the catch. There's that Tucker offensive line. You're right. You got 275 Tavares King over at tackle, and then you've got the other tackle, 305 Crawford, but he's only 6'3", 305, so he's not a college football offensive lineman. In fact, Crawford, we'll get a look at him here in a few moments, number 55, probably projected as a defensive tackle at the next level.
It shows up again. I'm just watching these guards. I mean, they're good pullers. I'm watching Avery Phillips, number 58. I mean, he's a good puller. I mean, he is moving quick. He's getting out of his stance. Malik Doxey. If I'm pronouncing that correct. Doxey.
Well, I mean, you're right. You look at those guards. I mean, Phillips is 185 and Doxey's 190. When you run the double wing, which so few schools run it anymore. Back in your day, a lot of teams running the double wing, running the wing team.
Cedar Shoals did. I remember growing up watching one Mr. Homer Jordan, Clemson run it.
The key to running the wing is you got to have quick guards because you're asking them to pull. So typically in the wing tee, the double wing, you're going to have smaller guards that can get out to the edge and block and hit that cornerback.
And they're out working the opponent. I mean, I love seeing them work. They're moving, they're competing, and then you have guards that have that, as we call that, dog in them.
Yeah.
They are hunting. Getting the most out of his players, though. I like that. They're doing it.
So I thought a timeout had been called here. The entire Tucker team went to the sideline, but now they come running back out on the field. The clock is running.
Coach Lamar Bennett Tucker, 9 years. Defensive coordinator on the first state championship team.
Handoff, rush, first down and more for Raquan Rush. Raquan Rush, rather, gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Raquan Rush, 24-yard rushing the touchdown to make it 44-0.
Runs outside. This MLK defense is tired, and I'm not making excuses for them, but man, we talked about the movement of the offensive linemen from Tucker, and these running backs, they've run 7 different backs. Had to watch out to see our own Sam Crenshaw get to carry out there, be number 8. They're running so many guys out there, maybe even Grace.
Shakir puts it through. Nope, actually pushed it wide, no good. So 44-0 the score. 5 minutes in as we take a look at this touchdown replay brought to you by TCSG.
There he is.
Well, that's a nice run by Rush, but you're right. The ML King defense is just worn out. They're not even making some tackles out there to be made.
And I see Malik Doxey again coming across his face, pulling, coming off the ball. They're getting bodies on bodies, doing a good job.
Watch the end of the play. Watch 55, Rashawn Crawford, who we were talking about earlier. Watch him at the end of the play. He just annihilates somebody downfield. It was there in the corner of your screen.
And the hard thing is when you're on the other end of the field, when you're winning, Coach Lamar, what do you tell your team? You can't turn it off, you know, as far as, because that's when you get hurt.
Okay, watch 55. He's running downfield. Watch this.
See?
You're gonna see him right. Gonna see him right here.
I see it coming. I see it coming.
Boom.
Oh, you crack back on him. Crack back block. Now, what you are taught now, you're always taught not to block behind the ball carrier. So, hey, nice block. You know, but again, want to be smart there. But again, you can't take away the aggressiveness.
A 2-year starter, Crawford, and he played 15 games a year ago as a sophomore. Another touchback for Camry Shakir. So ball comes out to the 20-yard line. We'll see who ML King has at quarterback here. Hill, we are told, is definitely out for the rest of the game. So unless they go to their first teamer, Jordan Douglas, who had the thumb injury, they'll stick with their third teamer, Ravarius Rivers, who's actually their starting split end.
He's back.
Well, we just got an update. He told us on the sideline that he was not going back in, but apparently he was mistaken. He is. So Quentin Hill going back out there. Took a big hit from Maurice Williams and fumbled the ball at the end of the first half, turned into a 40-yard fumble recovery touchdown for Tavarius Peterson, but Hill back out there after taking that big hit. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Nothing doing. Kavasi Rhodes could not outrun Elijah Sullivan.
Why that play didn't work, speed sweep, the timing is off. As you'll see right here, look, the ball hadn't even gotten there yet. When you take that speed sweep, you're supposed to catch it within a second. This is all about getting to the edge. The timing's a little bit off. Got to watch Quentin Hill, make sure that he's healthy enough to be at quarterback, but that timing was off. That, you know, when they handed the ball off, he hadn't even got behind the quarterback, and so they took the snap too early. So that play was busted. It was flawed from the beginning. And that's why it didn't work.
Sullivan, as we've mentioned, has committed to Auburn, but says he's still being recruited pretty hard by Georgia and Alabama. They do that?
Yeah, man.
They don't stop recruiting you, even when you commit?
Hey, when they commit, Matt,
they recruit them harder.
Keep loving them even more. That's what they say. I've heard that from some of the biggest time coaches. You know, they say he committed. Well, that means you got to love them up even more.
You don't quit. You try harder.
No, it's a long process. I've always had a kind of a problem a little bit with kids that commit too early, though. I mean, I think you just need to go through the process, but there's so much pressure from the college with positioning, you know, positioning within that college.
Yeah, let's face it. I think a lot of people will say that, and they'll say, well, these kids commit too early. But what happens is these kids are they say, okay, we've got a scholarship for you if you want it, but if you don't want it, we got to give it to somebody else. So the kid's like, I want it, so I'm committing.
Right.
I mean, that's what happens. It's a two-way street.
It's tough.
Yeah, those early commitments, and the ball is fumbled by Hill, and did Tucker get on top of it before they got out of bounds? Question is, was Tucker inbounds? They got on top of it, but were they able to do it inbounds? That was
big Brian Strozier, number 42. They're high on him.
Yeah, he did not. He was out of bounds when he got on top of it, so it's going to be 4th down.
Brian Strozier does a great job. Coaches talked about how high they are on him. He runs around a 4.7, 4.6. Big guy. Can move. They're really high on him. Thinks he's going to be a great player.
Had 2 sacks in their first 3 games, and he's just a sophomore. There's Quan Stallworth, the big offensive tackle prospect for ML King. Bad punt there by Kemp, went straight up in the air. Does take a King bounce, of about 15 yards and finally rolls dead at the 45-yard line. There's Quan Stallworth over there on the sideline with the ML King Lions, 3-star offensive guard. Got offers from all kinds of folks like Ole Miss and Mississippi State in the SEC, Wake Forest and Pitt in the ACC. You know, he's 6'4", 295, and Chuck, that sounds big, but in the SEC, he might actually not be tall enough to be the prototypical tackle in the Southeastern Conference. He's more of a guard or a center.
Yeah, they're looking at guys now 6'5" on up. Really is kind of the standard at offensive tackle because you want to make the speed rushers have to bend, go real far around the corner. They want guys with long arms that can really, it's built around pass protection. But he's going to be a heck of a center or guard, I think, at the next level.
That's Broadwater on the carry again. And Akeem Peters, I believe, took the snap right there, was the quarterback on that play. It looks like Akeem Peters is running the show right now. He's the quarterback.
Garrett Rigby's done a good job. Rigby's managed the game. He's made runs. He's made throws. I think it's good to get Akeem Peters in here, get the junior some reps.
2nd down, toss goes to Rush with Quan Rush cuts back in there and picks up the first down across the 45-yard line.
Big hit by Terez Hall, 6'3", 210 senior. He's a key guy on that defense, number 5, leading tackler, plays a little defensive end. He's the key to the blitz package for him.
13th first down for Tucker. Rush with 5 carries, 67 yards. Scored on a touchdown in that first half.
They have so many combinations of runs and players, Matt, that it's hard to keep up with the ball. It really is.
Broadwater right up the middle. And they're just gashing a very tired ML King defense right now. Broadwater inside the 20.
Coach Kashama talked about practicing all week without the ball. Every linebacker, defensive end, safety had a responsibility, so that's why you practice without the ball, so you make sure you get to your man. But it's just a grind right now. I've been in games like this when I've been down 44-0, and it's just a grind. You bowing your necks. This is all pride work right here for MLK.
First and 10, ball at the 19-yard line. Approaching the final minute of this third quarter. And Rush, nice play by Terez Hall, the linebacker. Hall still bringing it.
Yeah, Coach Kashama talked a lot about him. He gives great effort, does a good job shooting the gap here, comes right downhill, excellent job, excellent. Gets his head across the bow, great tackle, takes him down, and that's what you want, a tackle like that. Great tackle, good job driving through him.
You know, that tells you a lot about the makeup of that kid. You saw him lining, he shot that gap, and he's playing with the same type of intensity that he began the game with.
Well, when you're a player who likes to compete, it doesn't. You're playing because you like the competition. You want to win, but when you get down in these situations, you never turn it down.
Orlando Haddon drops Delvin Weems for the loss. And that is going to be the final play of the third quarter. Well, they stopped the clock actually with a penalty on the play. So the motion penalty is declined.
It's going to be third down again. The band still has spirit. I like it.
So the clock now running. We'll see if they get off the snap here before the third quarter comes to an end. Doesn't look like they're in any big hurry to do it. And now it is officially the end of the third quarter. Football Fridays in Georgia. Been the Tucker Tigers' night. They'll take a 44-0 lead to the fourth quarter.
When I was in school, I wasn't very interested in what was going on in the classroom. I even considered dropping out. Did you know that high school dropouts commit about 75% of crimes? And they make $250,000 less than graduates in a lifetime? If you're struggling, find someone to talk to. That's what I did. And I graduated high school. And that is a decision that I will never regret.
This is 88.5 FM, Atlanta's news source for your news and information.
Good morning. Let's start the conversation.
What's on your mind, Atlanta? We want to hear from you.
The news and information you've been looking for is here on 88.5.
From Peachtree City to Piedmont Park, from Norcross to Decatur, GPB Atlanta is the source for stories from your community.
All news, all information, all day.
They were fighters, battling their own demons. They were mavericks, defying their class for the common good. They were visionaries who changed the course of a nation, the Roosevelts.
Sunday at 8 on GPB.
This is 88.5 FM, Atlanta's news source for your news and information. Good morning. Let's start the conversation. What's on your mind, Atlanta? We want to hear from you.
The news and information you've been looking for is here on 88.5.
From Peachtree City to Piedmont Park, from Norcross to Decatur, GPB Atlanta is the source for stories from your community.
All news, all information, all day.
Start of the fourth quarter, Matt Stewart, Chuck Smith, and Sam Crenshaw with you at Hallford Stadium. Tucker Tigers with a 44-0 lead on the ML King Lions. First ever meeting between these two teams in 2012. Lions 24-17 winner. Tucker came back a 60-34 winner last year and just putting a whooping on them here in 2014. Akeem Peters back to pass, goes up top for Shelley, and Shelley nearly had it, and there is going to be interference on the play.
That was almost a spectacular catch.
Yeah, Jarius Long got his hands all over him, and Duke Shelley still almost made a great catch.
Yeah, Duke Shelley, we haven't had to say as much about him tonight. They've taken care of him, didn't need the Duke, but the Duke is special.
He is.
I mean, Kansas State's getting an electrifying player. Imagine this. 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions last year. 3 of them went for touchdowns. He's a playmaker now.
He is the Kansas State Wildcats' highest ranked prospect right now in their 2015 class.
Just goes up to make a play. I like the way he tracked that ball. He was on the outside of the defensive back, then he worked back into his inside shoulder.
What you didn't see prior to that, as we were tracking the path of the ball, is that Long had his hands on Shelley while the ball was in the air, and he was still able to shake loose from that and get separation. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 with the ball at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, actually.
Let's see if they run the ball. Get this clock down.
Peters dropped immediately in the backfield by Terez Hall. Terez Hall has not quit.
No, and I like the leading tackler, how he's competing, comes downhill, and that's what you want. You want to see him coming downhill, and that's exactly what he does. Fights through blocks. He's playing fast.
Came in as their leading tackler, 23 tackles in their first 2 games, and Hall has had a big night here tonight. In fact, had a touchdown called back by penalty. He had an 85-yard fumble recovery touchdown return that got negated by a penalty. Would have been the Lions' first touchdown of the season. So 2nd down now, ball back at the 13-yard line. Peters going to try to get to the edge and not going to get there. Greg Goodman, the defensive end, stops him at about the 10-yard line, and now it's going to be 3rd down.
Well, good job by MLK. They dropped back to throw the pass, and what I like is that they still sent pressure. They're still trying to create turnovers. That's an excellent job. 6-man pressure coming from MLK. Just keep competing. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. There are lessons to be learned in the wins and the losses. I love the way it looks like Terez Hall is amping everybody up. Number 5 is getting them going.
See number 7, Orlando Haddon. His visor's all fogged up. I might throw the ball his way. He can't see. He needs a defrost. Needs a defrost inside his visor there. Really humid night, of course. It stormed here. We had a lightning delay of close to an hour and a half before starting around 9 o'clock this evening. Right up the middle, Broadwater, touchdown. Nick Broadwater, not to be denied. Rumbles in from 14 yards out, and it is 50-0.
First thing Coach Kashama said, his defense has to stop the fullback. Didn't stop him here. That's been the key today. They've been able to go inside. That sets up the outside. Excellent run by Nick Broadwater. Second game back. Number 34 is one of the keys to this offense. That's what Coach Lamar says. It looks like it, huh, Matt?
Becomes the 6th different Tucker Tiger to score a touchdown here tonight. Of course, Weems and Rogers have 2 apiece. And the senior Adam Lippy is going to take the PAT attempt right here. They'll back him up 5 yards to do it. Sixteen players off of last year's Tucker team signed college scholarships, led by Georgia signees linebacker Dietrich Bing Dukes and defensive back Dominic Sanders. Lippy with the PAT, and that makes it 51-0. And a timeout with 9:47 to play. Tucker going to win big here tonight at Halford Stadium as Broadwater rumbles in from 14 yards out.
Georgia cotton farmers want you to know cotton is grown in 91 Georgia counties on over 1 million acres. Cotton makes a $2.5 billion economic impact and accounts for over 15,000 jobs in Georgia. Cotton's innovative production has lowered water use per pound of cotton by 75% since 1980. One bale of cotton can make 215 pairs of denim jeans or 700 towels. Cotton is a natural choice for Georgia.
This season on History Detective Special Investigations.
They never found a body. He was gone. It would have been anarchy. The second you say no to killing somebody, you're dead.
Did you see who pulled the trigger?
Is this discussed anywhere on the Nixon tapes?
Major mystery.
Wow. Just as simple as that.
Yes.
We may really be able to solve this thing.
Clerk! Tuesday at 7 on GPB.
Fourth quarter, Tucker now on top of ML King, 51-0. Matt Stewart, Chuck Smith, Sam Crenshaw, and Grace Olson with you. Thanks for joining us. Another Football Friday in Georgia here on GPB.
So you got to come out here and establish the run. You got to still can't say it enough. You got to compete. But you know what, though? They were outmanned tonight. From the start to the finish, they've been totally dominated. We're talking about Tucker dominating MLK.
This kickoff brought to you by GoBuildGeorgia.com. From the 1 yard line, Marcus White scrambles forward to about the 20. Let's check in with Grace.
All right, we threw you viewers on the spot earlier. We asked you which former Tucker Tiger running back went on to play for the University of Georgia and win 3 Super Bowl rings with the New England Patriots. Our trivia winner for the night is Cameron Stevens. He tweeted us, and not too long after he tweeted us, he sent us a photo of the Wikipedia entry to confirm that he was right on that one. So Cameron Stevens, you'll get a Football Fridays in Georgia t-shirt. Thanks everyone for playing. Matt?
And the answer is Patrick Pass, who, of course, started here with the Tucker Tigers as a big-time running back and then went on to play for the Georgia Bulldogs and then earned those Super Bowl championship rings playing for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, those Patriots teams were tough now. We're talking about a tradition that was built. Patrick is a part of that.
Hill running. And Hill not going anywhere. He's dragged down from behind by the linebacker Arnell Brown.
I'll tell you this, the MLK band now, they're throwing down.
Let me tell you, here's the one truth about high school football Friday nights. Whether you win or lose, you got 2 days off before school starts back on Monday. So, I mean, win or lose, you're happy.
Right. I always wanted to be in the band. I think I want to be one of the drummers, the drum line.
You want to be in the drum? You want to be a drum line?
Yeah, back in my day, it was a little different.
Maybe Coach
era.
Billy Henderson wouldn't let you drum and play football?
Nah. And if you were in the band, it was just a different era. You know, but everybody played football for the most part. I mean, it was just the culture. But I've always had an interest in playing the drums.
I can remember back when you played at Clark Central High School for the Gladiators. What was that? You guys used to walk down through the pines.
Through the pines, our own Death Valley.
Yeah, Death Valley, it's still there.
Yeah, it is.
Not far from Sanford Stadium. Hill back to pass, and that's another quarterback sack back at the 5-yard line. He gets buried back there by Andreas Jones, junior backup, getting a chance to play some here tonight. All right, let's go down to Sam Crenshaw in a moment. Well, we got a Tucker player who's being carted off, taken to the ambulance. It's an MLK player being taken to the ambulance, and we never saw that injury happen on the field, so that's something that happened independently. He, got hurt perhaps on the field and then collapsed over on the sideline or something, but Sam Crenshaw is efforting to find out what's going on over there as Aaron Hutcherson on the carry gets it up across the 20-yard line.
Well, yeah.
All right, Sam's got some details. Sam, what you got?
That's number 27, Kari Milner, and I think he's suffering from some concussion symptoms. And so as a precaution, they're taking him there to get treated for it. And he's number 27.
Yeah, Kari Milner, you see him holding his head. Hopefully he's going to be okay. We did not see him get hurt actually on the field to play. But our thoughts are with Kari and his family as he heads off to the ambulance.
It's been a physical game. Even with the score, it's been a lot of big hits, a lot of guys getting thrown around. It's been a tough game. I hope he comes back and can get healthy as soon as possible.
4th down, Kemp punting, straight up in the air. Fair catch called for by Duke Shelley, and he'll put the ball on the ground at the 40. And with the clock running, less than 6 minutes to play, Tucker goes back on offense. That was an officially 12-yard punt.
So I'm hearing that the old stadium's going to get a little paint on it, get fixed up. Some new things coming for them.
They're going to refurbish Halford Stadium at the end of this season. Going to put new turf down on the field. They're going to build a new press box, new concession stands. Halford Stadium, a multi-use facility. They don't just play football here. They play soccer here, and many schools in DeKalb County use it. So a lot of wear and tear on this stadium that is, I believe, close to 50 years old. Big run right up the middle for Tucker, and the ball comes out at the end of the play.
It was a great play.
Tommy Renfro on the carry. We had a new quarterback in there as well, Daniel Chapman, the sophomore. And Renfro ended up fumbling the ball, but Tucker was able to recover at the 20.
Was that number? That was a great strip.
Yeah, that was Orlando Haddon was the guy who stripped him.
Excellent job holding on, rip and strip. Gets back on it. Good job by Tucker. Excellent job on the rip and strip. Still playing hard.
Tucker retains possession at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. So a lot of deeper reserves getting in the ball game here. Again, the sophomore, number 19, Daniel Chapman, in there at quarterback. Inside the 20-yard line. Carry that time was by Jesse Phelps. Looks like Therese Hall over on the MLK sideline is done for the night.
I like the pursuit by Jonathan Mathis on that. Try to run a sweep outside, gets off the blocker, sheds the block, and working on his technique.
Under 3.5 to play here. Stevenson and Creekside coming your way next Friday night here on GPB. That'll be a great battle in 5A. Sam Bryant trying to get to the outside, and Bryant still on his feet and finally dropped at the 14-yard line by Terrell Contavious. Next week, we're live on gpb.org at 7:30 as we show you the final in the series of the Roosevelts. And then we'll show the game in its entirety on GPB TV starting at 10 o'clock, but live on gpb.org at 7:30 and the game on television, GPB at 10 o'clock.
Those teams, they're not exactly best friends.
Stevenson and Creekside.
They don't like each other. It's going to be a great game.
Not at all. Of course, Tucker lost to Creekside in the state championship game last year. The Tigers are still playing in 5A. Renfro. Tommy Renfro dropped at the 11.5-yard line.
If I were to tell you 10 Tucker players ran the ball, what would you say?
I believe it. I mean, they have enough players to run. They have 10 running backs.
And I said 5 in the beginning when I talked to Coach.
I mean, you look at the stats. I mean, because so many guys get to run the ball, there's no 100-yard rusher here tonight. Leading rusher, Weems was 67, and Rush has 66, and Broadwater 54.
You just have so many options in this double wing. Just so many. You can run dives with the fullback. You can. And we've learned tonight you can even air it out. Throwing passes downfield.
ML King back in business next week. They'll be playing next Saturday at Georgia Dome against Carver Atlanta. That'll be their second region game. You see the Tucker Tigers schedule. They are off next week on the road against Clarkston, and then their region opener against Newton, the back half of that schedule, all region games, Newton, Rockdale County, Alcovey, Lovejoy, which you'll see right here on GPB on Halloween night, and then Lakeside DeKalb. As you can see, they're playing in a new region. Those are all Region 2 6A teams, as the ball's going to go over on downs and the clock running less than 38 seconds now in this game. Brian Lamar going to improve to 26-6 as the head coach of the Tucker Tigers. You mentioned earlier he was on the staff. He was a star player at Tucker, star football and basketball player for the Tucker Tigers before going on to Chattanooga to play his college ball. Might be the final play of the game right here.
Yeah, I enjoyed having conversations with him. He was gave a lot of great insight because I'm still coaching a little bit and with my youth team. So I said, what's your best play with the double?
Knowledge.
What's your best play with the double wing? He said, check this out. I said, okay, I don't know if I can implement it tomorrow, but it was great. Spent a lot of time with Coach Lamar.
That's going to do it. The Tucker Tigers defeat ML King 51-0. Game never much in doubt after the Tigers put 17 on the board in the first quarter. Another 3 touchdowns in the second and led at 38-0 at half. Tigers now 2-2 on the season. Lions dropped to 0-3 and still looking for their first touchdown. We'll come back and wrap things up from Halford Stadium in just a moment.
Football Fridays in Georgia on GPB is made possible in part by Regions Bank. It's time to expect more. Georgia's Electric Membership Corporation, lighting the way. Technical College System of Georgia, learn more, earn more. Cigna, go you. And viewers like you, thank you.
Today, companies in the aerospace, advanced manufacturing, and film industries need skilled workers, and the earning potential is high. Go Build Georgia can show you where the jobs are and what skills you need to get them. And the Technical College System of Georgia has fast, affordable training for these great-paying careers. Build your blueprint for success at GoBuildGeorgia.com and look to the Technical College System of Georgia to put your plan into action.
What is by moonlight an empty field is by the magic of electricity sacred ground. As the official energy provider of the GHSA, Georgia's electric membership cooperatives proudly support our student athletes. We are there, illuminating the glory moments fans just have to see. Capturing the hustle, elevating champions, sharing the win. Georgia's EMCs, empowering our youth, lighting the way.
This moment, getting here took 3 years of sleepless nights and postponed vacations. Your dad said play it safe. Your husband kept the faith. But franchising is why you partnered with Regions in the first place. We share your vision for moving forward. And at moments like this,
Hi, Steve.
That makes all the difference. Is your business at a turning point? Regions.
Tucker, a 51-0 win over ML King as the Tigers now 2-2 on the season. Lions dropped to 0-3, and Chuck, after starting 0-2, Tucker has outscored their last two opponents 126-0. Can we see this team in the Georgia Dome in December?
Yes, I think if quarterback Garrett Rigby throws the ball like that and they run 10 runners with success, I can see him in the Dome.
Tucker, big win tonight. Let's throw it down to the field and Sam Crenshaw.
All right, Matt and Chuck here with Coach Brian Lamar. 51-0 your final score tonight. Had to wait a while to play this one. But that's about your overall performance from your team tonight.
You know, some good, some bad. We'll go back and look at the film and really get a good look at it and be able to evaluate it. It's good to get a win. Anytime we win a game, that's a good thing.
That's about how this team started this season. Dropping the first two games, tight games. You won your last two now, and you seem like your team has just been evolving and growing, kind of the way you kind of wish that they would do.
Yeah. Well, we knew we had a young team. Still got a young team. Still made some young mistakes. I got a linebacker that got tall since he's a sophomore. We've got some young guys, still make some mistakes. Still dropping a few passes, some penalties, stuff that we can fix. It's all correctable. But we got some outstanding efforts also. And we're growing, getting better at blocking, getting better at tackling, getting better at checking, doing a lot of good things, and we're just growing as a team. So hopefully it can continue.
Tough things later coming on when you get into the region schedule. You want your guys to be ready.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be ready. That's one part about our schedule. A lot of coaches try to shy away from those huge challenges because you don't know about your team. We were happy to take those challenges on, and hopefully those challenges have gotten us better, and we'll be ready for region play.
All right. Congratulations on your win tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. That's Coach Brian Lamar. Let's go down to John and Claire.
Thank you very much, Sam Crenshaw. Great night with you, having you on the sidelines, and I think we've officially made it.
We have. It's been a long night with Sam on the sidelines. He was keeping everybody informed during that lightning delay, but of course, we're very happy that they were able to get this game in tonight. I know Tucker fans are very happy that they were able to have such a dominating win.
And we've also been serenaded by both great bands. You got the Kings at halftime and the Tucker Band. Let's send it over to Grace for one last look at social media. Grace, what's up?
Thank you. It's been an exciting night on social media. We've had you covered not just on TV, but on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. One thing I want to mention is it's Jonathan Ledbetter's birthday today of Tucker. That's something I noticed on Twitter. He had friends tweeting photos of them with him today at school. So happy birthday to Jonathan Ledbetter. Also, we have an album on Facebook of everything going on tonight's during tonight's game. We had a whole crew out in the stands, on the field, on the sidelines, getting photos. So if you know somebody that was at the game, or if you were here yourself, make sure to go find that album and tag yourself, tag the people that you know. We also have a video right here on Facebook of the MLK Band, which we know is always popular, so make sure to check out that video. It's gotten a lot of positive response so far on Facebook. Back to you guys over on the set.
Thank you very much, Grace. Go dry out. Time to catch up with some scores for the evening. It was a bit of an interesting evening. I'll give you just some winners just so we can go through it. Colquitt County, 38-10 winners over Enterprise. For the first time in 7 years, Coach Rush Probst decided he was going to dress his players out on Wednesday in full pads, and it paid off tonight. Other winners, Camden County, Grayson leading Archer 14-10 in the third. Hillgrove beating Lovejoy in a back-and-forth game right now in the fourth quarter. Peachtree Ridge and McEachern leading that one in the fourth quarter as well. Banneker and Stevenson, they were having the same kind of delays in DeKalb County. So the last one we had is that they were scoreless, waiting to start themselves. Creekside put the pedal down, beat Druid Hills 41-0. Coffee and Ware was leading last time we had that score in Waycross. And one final score on the scoreboard, Griffin all over Eastside, 53-0. That was a fourth quarter score, so they had running clock there as well.
And you can get all of those scores on the app, the GPB Sports app. It is completely free in the App Store, so download it today. The other thing you can find on the app, our schedule for the rest of the season. Let's take a look at that. We've got some really exciting games coming your way. Next week, we're going to be covering the Stevenson at Creekside game. Then we're going to head up to Marietta for Hillgrove. And we're going to go to our second Gwinnett County game.
Right.
Yeah, second Gwinnett County game of the season. South Gwinnett at Grayson. Then a big one, McEachern at North Cobb. And then it gets even better. Milton at Walton, Collins Hill at Mill Creek. We're going to see Tucker again. We'll see if they'll be able to have this type of dominating performance again at Lovejoy. And then we're going to go north, Gainesville at Flowery Branch. And then it's our favorite time of the year, playoffs, followed by the championships in the Dome.
December 12th and 13th, that is Game 15. That's where a lot of folks are looking to go. Once again, next week, remember, Stevenson at Creekside will be streamed live on gpb.org and the GPB Sports app starting at 7:30, and the game itself will be shown on GPB TV at 10 because of national programming for PBS. I believe it's the Roosevelts and Ken Burns, and so it's a new documentary from Ken Burns. So after that is concluded on GPB TV statewide, you will pick up Stevenson and Creekside starting at about 10 o'clock here in the state of Georgia, all across the statewide, live on the app and live on the web at gpb.org and the GPB Sports app, because as you well know, when it comes to apps, it's free. It's me.
It's in the App Store. And that's going to be a game that is worth staying up for. We want to see the Creekside Seminoles, last year's champions. They've been very proud of those rings, and they want to see if they can repeat this year. And so that'll be a good game.
Stevenson as well. Ron Gartrell has already had his team play some teams in Florida, and he's getting ready for region play. So it's going to be one to really pay attention to.
Yep. Well, thank you so much for sticking with us for this late edition of Football Fridays in Georgia. We had you entertained through the lightning, through the entire game, halftime, everything. We've got you covered. So stick it right here next weekend. We will love to see you right back here.
I'm John.
I'm Claire.
So play it safe, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Have a great weekend.
Where's my scripts?